You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Stop you, yes, when God bless a man. Satan may attack you, yes, when God bless a man. He's gonna back you, yes, when God bless a man. That man must stand, he must stand AI. Who God bless, none can curse. His divine favor man can reverse. Can reverse. Even if they do their worst. Their worst, eh? When God bless a man, nothing must stop you, yes. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you, yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you, yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say. If you answer his call, he will lift you up. If you fall, hey, hey, hey. If you fall, just give him your all. Your all, hey. When God bless a man, should be nobody. Nothing must stop you, my friend. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you, yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you, yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say, yeah. have to slave night and day. For next to nothing pay, so they can't see the way. We don't enjoy equal facility. Like Pharaoh and company, brainwashing we say we free. We just can't go this way. We just can't go this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go this way. And to make them oppress us pay. We just can't go this way. So the children could see their way. We just can't go this way. Like you did in Egypt, when Pharaoh had the Israelites in bondage, you delivered them. But here again, we are in the same khaki van. We have those modern Pharaohs who oppress the poor, who represents Israel. They confuse us with so much lie. Not even thinking that we would realize. And if we criticize, we could be ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from the poor.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Good evening, good evening. And should I say yes, yes, yes? Or should I say yes, 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 yes? A very good evening to each and everyone here in the village with the DAT Triplets. I'm Tommy, Anselm, and Diana is yet to come. They're coming. Diana?
Yes, yes. Good evening, one and all. Had a technical glitch here. It just kicked me out. I don't know what happened. But good evening. Welcome to the village with the DAT Triplets. We broadcast to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from New Jersey. And we come to you from 7 to 10 p.m. The DAT Triplets. The D is for me, Diana. A is for Anselm or Wall Street. And T is for Tommy, or commissioner here in New Jersey. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to join us here at the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. And for that, we are grateful. Tommy, you're already in the stream. Go ahead, introduce yourself, Tommy. Good evening. How are you doing?
Yeah, well, I already said good evening. I'll say it again. Good evening. Welcome, Diana.
It just kicked me out like it did the last time. I don't know what's happening. But I have my
Okay.
and when Anselm comes in, I will just come off the laptop. But good evening. How's everything? How's everything?
So far, so good. How about you?
Corpus hanging in there. And as Anselm would say in his absence, no matter what color t-shirt you're wearing, you're welcome here in the village. I ain't going down the gamut of colors, but we know what colors he calls out. And he especially starts with the red. So we're going to say if you're wearing a red t-shirt, you're welcome in here. Yellow one, a purple, and he just say mauve too, right? Lavender, pink, white, black, whatever color t-shirt, whatever your political affiliation, whatever your race, whatever your gender, you're
Whatever your
welcome
planet.
here. Whatever you want,
Whatever planet you're from.
whatever planet you're from. Yeah, we ain't get there yet. You could be from what's the planet he just called? Macedonia. Macedonia sound like a car to me. Macedonius. Coronas. I don't want to call it Corona. That was the name of a car, right? Toyota Corona. Could be a Hyundai, a Suzukius, whatever planet you're from. You're welcome here in the village. Let's keep it nice and respectful. Like a friend of mine would say, no race, no race, no race. All right, we're all Trinbagonians. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead, Tommy.
In the chat tonight, we had Nadia first. That's what I saw.
Yeah, at 5:09. I took that down. 5:09. Nadia came in and represent the women as usual. Woman is
Good
boss.
evening, Nadia. You are favorite village sweetheart.
Woman is boss as usual. And then we had another frequent person in the village, Miss Kuva.
Miss Kuva came in second.
What's going on, girl? What's going on? And then we had the village Deputy Prime Minister Judy Dasent.
Judy, yes.
Judy brings us a lot of knowledge, and she can keep you on your toes with some of those questions.
No doubt.
Lana too is known for her critical thinking ways, the way Lana thinks. Lana brings it.
And the man finally made it in after, highly.
Yeah. I tell all the woman is boss. He barely slip in there, If he don't slip in there, Huh?
Then Rennie, another man,
If he didn't slip in there, Lana would have taken that spot again.
and then we had Takesha,
Uh-huh.
and of course Mean Gene got his device.
Oh,
So he
Mean Gene has gotten his device from his significant other, so he will be able to communicate with us tonight.
are we supposed to say that?
No, you could. And some tell me certain words I can't say. He say I can't say that. He get his phone from his wife. So I was
Yeah.
saying
You
that.
just, what
I
did you
say,
just say? What did you just say? And after that, we have Mr. Ulrich.
oh, I could say he get his device from his significant other.
Okay.
Oh, you Mean Gene, what go on, boy? What go on? The Bajan girl say hello, hello. Ulrich, what man? Well, me ain't growing no more them tomatoes with that cross with what? With melangin. You ever hear about that?
Ooh.
Ulrich have a special type of tomato, it cross with melangin. You hear that all there?
What do you call it? Tomagen?
I don't know where Ulrich get that tomato from. It cross with melangin. That's all I can tell. Huh?
Tomogen?
I don't know. Yeah. You are for. I don't know. He said it's a certain type of tomato. It grow long. It have the color the melangin, but he say he cross a tomato and a melangin, and that's what he come up with.
Oh boy. Anyways, you hear the big news out of Grenada?
Yeah, go ahead.
They had 5 murders for the
Mhm.
year.
5 murders.
That's big news, my dear.
But when I visited Grenada, I remember I asked someone specifically, different people, and these persons were they were close to a cousin of mine. He's now deceased. Who was let me don't go on for my foot to my mouth. He was involved in aiding the people who helped Maurice Bishop. I say it
Yeah.
right? Good. So they were giving me a history of everything, And I asked him, I said, why is it that Grenada has such a low murder rate? He told me, he said, because Grenada has a village mentality. And if you have a stain like for bad behavior or you're not acting right in the village, they will talk to you and try to make you amend your ways. An older Grenadian told me that. Yeah, I remember that. I said, wow. And going around in the island, I felt pretty safe. They were friendly people, very nice people. And I got to go to Maurice Bishop's house. I met his sister. Her head wasn't all there, but I took some pictures in his living room, and he sat and eating. I was like, yeah, But 5 murders in Grenada, and I'm wondering what triggered the ages. What were the ages of the alleged perpetrators, and what triggered them to commit the crime?
And guess what? No, from what I understand, no guns. It was knives
Knife.
and cutlass, aka
Mhm.
machete.
Yeah. So I was wondering what triggered them to do that. Is it copycatting? Is it? I don't know. I'd be interested to watch that number.
Slim is in.
Yes, Slim is in, but I think he's flying back from Mexico. How you doing, Slim?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent. How you and Tommy doing?
We hear you on a red eye from Mexico.
Yeah. Red Eye from Mexico, Brooklyn. Hey, Diana, you and Tommy, when Takesha coming tonight, Takesha gonna be upset with you guys, You know that,
She
right?
got upset. Why?
Takesha was the first one in the village tonight.
Well, it didn't
You know,
show me that. Takesha
no,
was
what happened
first.
is that, yeah, Takesha was first. What has happened is that when I
Yeah.
put it up
Apologies.
so early, and you're going and you come back out, it has changed to the latest spot I was in there.
Well,
I
here
saw
now.
Takesha in.
Well, let me say to Keisha, you see, it is not Diana's fault. It was erased. Let me say, everybody
No,
send
but
to
your
Keisha
fault.
love.
No, it's your fault.
It's always is my fault. I ain't see she name there. I saw
No,
Nadia.
you're supposed to be looking at it all day.
Hello? Hello? Anslam, go and let the pilot hurry up and get you back to the studio. Huh?
You're supposed to be looking at it all day, and you ain't paying attention. When
Well,
you
let
ain't
me
pay
tell you
attention,
something.
eh,
Well, let me tell you something.
Asking, were you at the dentist lately?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I was
Oh,
by
that
the
They
explains.
where they put the lidocaine.
I was by the dentist yesterday.
That explains what's
Ah,
going on with you today.
Yeah,
But guess
yeah.
what,
So
he put the
Takesha, we
Novocaine in the wrong
apologize.
place.
We apologize, Takesha. We know, and we give you your ratings and your rank. You are still the official village sweetheart.
Who are you call
good
first?
night,
Nadia?
Keisha. Good night.
Nadia,
Yeah, I
Nadia.
saw Nadia.
Or you
Well,
call
Nadia,
Nadia first?
where
Don't worry.
Anselm, no
When?
matter, a woman is still boss, Keisha. You're the boss of the bosses.
No,
All right?
woman is boss right too, but the other
Yeah.
day we was talking about.
You only saying that because Mrs. LeBon saying on next year. That is what it is.
Nah. She ain't saying no next to me. She ain't take my device. She didn't take my device. I still have the device. But Diana, you was
Yeah.
talking about Pastor Bain sing a song when God bless a man.
Yeah.
Right? And you want to change the song
Because
to when
I
God bless
want,
a woman.
to reflect Karen Nunez to share. What's wrong with that? I trying
Yeah,
to
no,
uplift.
we go use woman as boss for Karen.
Well,
Hey,
woman
by
is
the way,
born. Yeah.
by the way, I want to ask Robinson Regis a question, because you are hearing me?
Yes.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm going over a bridge now and I'm going on a tunnel just now. I go lose me just now. I want to ask, you see how Trinidadians is being HDD boy? Hypocritical, deceitful, and disingenuous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Camille Regis Robinson, Camille Robinson asking Karen Nunes Shishera where she had been, and she insinuating that she went and take out the money from the bank illegally, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Camille, take that. Camille, I want to ask you, Camille. You have to tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago why you walk into a bank and take out $93,000 in cash. Inquiring minds want to know. You, Camille, let me repeat it there. Camille Robinson Regis. The people want to know if you walked in a bank and took out $93,000 in cash, right? It's a question and haven't been answered. You want to ask Karen Nunes to show a question, right? So let me ask you a question too. I wonder where that $93,000 come from, boy. And I'm going to put up a post to it. I'm going to put up a post on social media. The post I put up with the children up in Rosehill. And I asked, look how Dr. Rowley have school children. Oh God, the PNM people mad. And, you know, they did a 10-minute video, a 10-minute program, 10 minutes of a program this morning on me. 10 minutes. Dominic Roman. Before my ILP member.
But it is truthful. It is in a PNM. Let them come for me. It's in a PNM constituency. I set a little Afro-Trimegonian children in whose constituency? Who is it? Is it Heinz for there or whoever? Up in there, split up, right? But it's a PNM stronghold. Little Afro children laying down on the ground. I mean, come on. What fact are you making that's incorrect?
Not only of Trinidad and Tobago. Who is the leader?
Yeah, and then you have, and under him, you have the Ministry of National Security say it is not his job to ensure the safety of citizens. So it is not his job to ensure the safety of those little school children then. Come on, man.
But Diana,
take out the ball. He say wax out all the ears. Go and something. I'm a little church should have to go and they quick to answer. They quick to tell you.
Robinson.
Yeah.
What about the $93,000 cash? And listen to this all, yeah? I saw you on the road, yeah? You know the PNM put out something with regard to how they're going to run this internal election? And they said that you was not supposed to attack anybody personally. But Camille Robinson Regis get on a platform and Rowley sitting on right next to she. And she attacking your own female black woman. Camille Regis Robinson. Right? Because you know what you do is I tell all these games they play, you know. Dr. Rowley know he can't go and attack Karen Nunes Teixeira. You know
So
he can't.
He said he let go his minions on her.
He sent his female pit bulls.
And that's the problem we have. When for us to get together and make it better, you're attacking the crab in the barrel syndrome. Yeah, you're attacking Miss Teixeira. And from all accounts, everyone says she's an intelligent, articulate. Well, I don't like to describe us as articulate because I find that to be degrading. Intelligent, well poised, African woman, and she's supposed to become the first female African prime minister. Female of Trinidad and Tobago. So what's wrong with that? Why are they not rally behind that? And she's capable and qualified. I tired of all this back and forth and who do what. And I tell all the conscience. Use your conscience and see where you want Trinidad and Tobago going. Vote conscience.
I want to ask Camille Regis Robinson. She wants to know where Karen was. Camille, Karen was right in place when the Prime Minister sent somebody for she to become a senator in this cabinet here. Hey, Camille, do you know that? Did you know that Camille Robinson Regis? Twice. Not once.
Say it again.
They sent somebody twice.
She was offered a position in the cabinet under Dr.
They know exactly
Rowley.
where she was. Look, you see Camille Robinson Regis and them is a bunch of HDDs. Yeah. You want to talk about Karen come and take out your money and she was in colas or whatever it is. You want to take out $93,000. Where you get it from cash? Where you get $93,000 from cash to go and put in a bank? Yeah.
You're breaking up, Ansler.
Okay, yeah, because I'm getting close to the
You're losing you.
No.
All right, I'm gonna leave it here. When I get out the tunnel, I will try and get back in, okay?
Yeah, but you're still
we're losing you. We're losing you. You're buffering badly.
Buffering by you,
so
buddy.
I'm gonna continue saying hello. You're buffering bad. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We know what you're trying to say. All right, Daddy Lighter King working on you.
Oh Lord. I'm buffering too? You buffering, not me. I'm strong on there. You hearing me? I think the listeners are hearing me and not you. You are buffering, Diana. Let me see who the listeners are here. Let me go in the chat. Let's see. Let's see who. Keisha, who are you hearing? Albert, welcome to the village. Thanks for coming in. What did you say? The laws for the internet?
All right. I'm back. It keeps kicking me out, my laptop. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
No, I can hear you clear and
okay,
as day.
Yeah. This laptop keeps kicking me out, so I'm gonna have to revert to my phone.
I went to the chat to see how good.
I'm gonna have to revert and work the program from my phone. It's very cumbersome to do that, but I got to do what I got to do. Takesha, come on in as you please. Come on in. Yes, Takesha is coming in. She's coming in. So let me say good night to Albert, Hailey, Trinidad Margot, welcome. Ken John, welcome, my brother. Who else did I miss? Baby, my phone, I think we made hello to Ulrich already. So let me go and find Takesha and bring her in. Now, bear with me, I'm working from my phone. It's a little cumbersome, right? It's a little cumbersome to bring it in from your phone.
Takesha said teachers were in tears on Monday. Of course.
Yes.
Albert says the law, the internal election in PNM.
Takesha, are you there? You can log in. I'm not seeing you backstage. If you're backstage, come on. I'm not seeing her. Okay, let's go back.
I'll go back to the chat.
Okay, now I can see her.
Okay.
Add to stream. Okay, Takesha. How you doing, my sister? You can hear us? Or mute your phone.
Hello, good night, everybody. You hear me, Dana?
Yeah, good night, my African queen. What going on, girl? What going on?
Welcome to the village, Keisha.
Before
Good
you
night,
start,
everybody. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good
before
night.
you start, Takesha, take a pill and take a glass of water and relax. Takesha bringing it for them. Eh? You take your yellow pill or your red pill, the blue pill, which color pill you take?
I ain't taking no pill, Diana.
Bring it
No
on,
pill.
baby. Bring it on.
Just don't cuss, eh? Just don't cuss. The floor
Huh?
is yours, Takesha. Tell me what's going on with you. What happened? Talk your mind.
Diana, you know, from since the start of this program, I keep telling all about Russell RC school, the gun, the crime, everything in the area, right?
Hmm?
Some weeks ago when I was on the show, I was basically in tears about my community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Diana, you see, on Monday, it was the worst gunshots in all direction. In all direction, Diana. Diana, it was the worst. And you know what? You know what's so heartbreaking? They take a teacher. I wouldn't call her name because I was once the president of the PTA at Russell RC school, right? And they take a teacher to videotape exactly what was happening in the area for so-called Jacob and Mr. Hines and all of them to really take a stand. Diana, I'm going to tell you this, 2 Fridays are back. At Chonsto away from Russell RC school, a fella lost his life in the rain, right? And mind you, a police vehicle was parked outside, not outside the school compound, and not too far from the murder, locked up because of the rain. Diana, this thing have been going on and on and on. And the only puppy showing everybody in the area. Hear what the policers do. I come to bash them. I don't care. The policers come when school, before school start, right? They will park up a little bit. And as school start, they're gone. The police will come back when school close to over, lime a little bit, and they're gone. We have no sense of security in the area. Mind you, I talking to you, and it have no police outside. Heinz get away today. Heinz lucky I wasn't home today. And you know why I'm bashing and I'm basing on this? Good things come out of Laventil. My bigger kids went Russell RC school, and all of them passed to college. I sent all your clipping just Monday. My niece graduates, Yui. You see my hairstyle? I want to see my hairstyle because I'm a proud mother. One of my son is graduating tomorrow. Tomorrow, please God, with Yui. He went Russell RC school. And these children, it was very traumatized. Imagine the teacher who taped, I wouldn't call her name as I say, when she bring one of my family members for us to come and collect her, the teachers were in tears and the children were in tears. And we have Mr. Hines saying today that the gunshots wasn't really wrong the school area. But mind you, it have the wall exactly, the school was ridden with bullets. The security booth had a big hole in it. And these people mad. Nothing now going on. I ain't blaming no gang because to me, them don't know what they're really fighting for. Because they ain't fighting for work. They ain't fighting to come out of poverty. They're just fighting to kill each other. And while I was on my way to visit my son's grave on Tuesday, I got a news. A gentleman who was killed in St. John Street. Mind you, this fella was not in no badness. He was a garbage collector. He got caught up in the crossfire on Monday, please God. And nobody didn't know, and he was in that house and he bled to death. The majority of the times is the innocent paying for the guilty. It's really sad. It's really, really sad. We are living in fear. I said back then. We inside and we's frightened. The shops closing. I find the shop closing.
So Keisha, who's the parliamentary representative for that area?
That's what
Oh God, the Colpot man. The Colpot man.
Scotland?
My blood has crawl when I call in the names.
Really?
We have a councillor. We have a councillor by the name of Clint. We have Scotland, and fall under Scotland.
But Takesha, let me ask you something, right? You know, and I'll say, I don't know what it is. I don't. Is the gangman, the gang, alleged gang? Let me use that word. Do they come out and cut the grass? Do they cut? Do they do it? Do they clean the road? What do they do in the community? What are they doing to better the community?
Diana, we have nothing going on in our community. We have homework centers being vandalized, nothing and going on for the youths, nothing long ago. Children could at least come outside and play with your neighbor, play a little more and a little skip. We have nothing. I tell you, for independence, Diana, we had rubbish for over 2 months. And if I didn't write up on the Facebook and people didn't complain to Mr. Clint, and I told him that I'm going to take the garbage and block off the road. I don't need to burn no tires. And we got them garbage moved the week after independence, since 2 months. And their complaint is that they had to have police escort. It gets so bad in the state that they had to have police escort to pick up the rubbish. Mind you, the corporation have its own police. Sometimes he's shooting. We don't have lights. Sometimes when he's shooting down, we don't have lights in the house. All our Monday into Tuesday, we didn't have no internet. Did you sell freight to come in the area because of the police, so they had to wait for the police? Hey. So we have nothing. CPAP gangs.
How can you remedy? What can you say to Mr. Scotland and then to Dr. Rowley at the police commission? What can you do? What can you say, because you're on the ground there, that can help to move, shift the mindset of these gangsters? You're shooting at school with little innocent children. What can we have enough?
We have enough police officers. We have mobile police posts. You understand, Diana? We don't want a Jeep. We don't want a Jeep park up. You understand? We don't want a Jeep park up to make the papi show it for an hour and 2 hours undergone. Put something permanent. Set up camps in the areas. Let the people feel safe. Let the children feel safe. Imagine it hardly have cars. It hardly have taxis working on Lavantil. Hours people just be stranded on the stand. Long ago, people used to walk up when the car get a car. Now they're even afraid to walk up, Diana. If somebody die in the area, you're afraid to even light a candle. You can't even invite somebody to keep a little lime in your house because it's safer inside your house more than outside. It is safe right now, but it's more safe inside your house than outside. And nothing the people can do. Nothing. It have nothing going on to everybody hungry. They will say, oh, Lavanti, well, they know they like to stigmatize the area. Right? That's our next thing by itself. Right? But everybody hungry. You can't tell me to stay inside, oh, I can't cross here and I can't go so. So eventually, if I can't go across the road without being a target, I will start to eat from my own community because it have nothing going on. Nothing going on for the youths and them. I didn't hear what you said that, Tommy.
Any security cameras in the area?
Tommy, I'm going to show you this, right? Philip Alexander, highlight highlighted. Philip Alexander was there before, and David Welch was there even before Mr. Hines. I feel because how Philip Alexander shined them up, as usual. As I tell you, I'm not dealing with party, but because he was there and he shined up and he didn't come with no entourage, he didn't block off Piccadilly Street to come up Laventry Road with a whole entourage, the whole of SWAT. Do you understand? He came with David Welch and our next gentleman, and he walked from his spot. The camera was, because it have cameras right around. It even have cameras where the gentleman died at Chone's store away from the school. It have cameras, matter of fact, right in front of the school. And these cameras, and I ain't telling you, it's not no alleged, it's a fact. Because when they open the Duncan Street police post, they had the members of the public to come and view how it make up. And I was one of them, get the opportunity to go in there when they cut the ribbon, upstairs in the command center. The cameras on them is situated, you're viewing the whole of Pottersfield. So which means these cameras on them is decoy. Because I get them working. It's decoy. It's decoy. It's decoy.
And obviously, Diana,
we have
rapid gunshots. We have rapid gunshots until people can actually.
Yeah, somebody sent a recording of actually.
People could actually tape. And mind you, these officers and them, after the gunshots done bust, whatever, they come out, they walk up and down the big guns, they're pointing it east, west, north, and south, like, they don't know what to do. Like, they're more afraid than we who live in the community.
And then they need to set up an army station up in there. They need to put police to back up the army, or the army to back up something, because you can't, like explainers say, you just can't go on this way. You can't have it going on this way.
Diana, let me tell you something to her. I'm going to say it without apology too. We had Russell RC School. I said back then, months ago, when the program now started, it was built under the UNC. Yes, we have been fighting for a new school. These children went to school. It was a church years ago, and somebody tell you if I'm lying. Russell RC School was a church, and they bring it into a primary school. Yes, we have been begging in Marley McDonald days and the deceased Peter John and them. And until a day I stayed at protest, the principal allowed me was to get the school children and go around the bridge by Marley McDonald at the time office, and we protest for the school. She never came out. I went, Ministry of Education, we protest outside there. It was Hazel Manning at the time. They meet with us, they tell us so and so, whatever, nothing was not put into action. I was an Aisha Welch. Aisha not too far. Aisha born and grow close to Russell RC School. Aisha Welch's mother was a cleaner for years, a busing market for Russell RC School. And Aisha invited me on a program to air it on the program, to put it out there. You understand? For Russell, for me to get this school. I did now start to work East Pottersfield development, and I lost my job protesting for that school in my area, because my focus was on getting the school up and studying my work. And we get this school. And when we get this school, Diana, like they could not believe we got a 4-story school. So the school stayed basically for 6 months before they open it, before they cut the ribbon. What? And mind you, Marley McDonald was the person, the so-called MP, to come to cut the ribbon. Diana, after the school opened, they come and they closed down the school for 2 months, and they say, oh, when NH Construction built the school, they forget to make a Moscow point in case of emergency. That's a sign, just a sign wasn't put up. They closed the school for over a month. We had to protest again. Why must we have to protest for things that we want? They say, oh, the school looking like a police station, that they could turn it into a center. We fight to get that school. And that school open. You see, like people like Heinz, when I watch the news, they're saying, oh, they want to relocate the school. You're making the criminals win. Why must they relocate the school? Why must they relocate the school? All the school need a safety.
Let me ask a question.
Suppose
the government built this school. The government built this school. Yes, you say, why is it RC and even though the government built it?
Guys, our next thing by itself, it fall under the Catholic board. I will continue saying it every time I come on this program. All them churches and them like everybody's sleeping like Heinz. Everybody's sleeping. The hard on we as broken communities. Nothing good will come out of Laventille, but I here to talk the thing. Good things does come out of Laventille.
Well, I did
good
a
things
program
does
and
come out of Laventille.
I highlighted all the good things that come out of Laventille. You know, I always tell people ghetto is not a place, it's a state of mind. If you want to be in the ghetto in your mind, you operate from that premise.
One of my daughter, right as here at the age of 9 years, passed a Corpus Christi College, graduate with 7 passes at the age of 14 years. Next year, please God, she's graduating, doing her bachelor's in accounts. She went Roselle. My son would die, give Roselle RC school in 20 years at college. He passed for St. Anthony's College. Good things does come out of Laventille. Good things does come out of Laventille, but if we to get the push, the people to get the push in the area, we ain't getting that push. We ain't getting that support. Some years ago, I threw a sports day. My son would die, through a sports day. And we went to the Ministry for Help, Art and Multiculturalism. It was under Lincoln Douglas, I believe, at the time. And we went for them asking for assistance to show the sports. We had the principal of Roselle, Ms. Torabes. She was one of the judges because although she was a principal of the school, she gave back to the community too. And they never donate nothing. It's stores around town we went begging. Twiggy, if they bring Twiggy on the show, she go talk the thing. Twiggy donate trophies for that sports. And after that, everything just keep going downhill. We have a church, Living Waters Church, right outside the school. You used to keep little prayers and things sometime on the streets. Nothing again. And we have these pastors, the so-called pastors on them. Them ain't saying nothing too. Nobody ain't talking, nothing.
It's sad to hear, you know. And when I saw this little girl with her little ribbons and the hand over her ears, and then Anselm raised the issue in a chat or whatever, and they want to talk him and tell him something.
The first year and the second year children, what was laying on the floor, right? The school have 4 stories. That was the first floor of the school, right? The children was laying on the floor. Matter of fact, all the classes, everybody was down. But the first floor of the school is first year, second year, and standard 1. Them closer to the front of the school. So them will hear everything, them will hear the impact of everything than upstairs.
And Anselm raised it in the chat, ma'am. You know, Dr. Rowley, little children on the ground, shielding the ears from the sound of bullets. And they want to attack Anselm and tell them about, well, when another school shooting occur in USA, call out Biden. But the shootings that occurred there is not the same like a mad person walking in a school and killing people. They're shooting at one another in the vicinity. They're gangs. It's 2 different types of, it shouldn't be going on. So, you know, why can't...
Let me burst this bubble because all you know, I just talk the things, right? Because I want the love to come back in my community. I don't care. I want the love to come back. I ain't for no gang, and I'm not against no gang. You understand? And the principal of Roselle RSC school, all they do the background check and investigate. Who is her husband? Her name is Miss Commoner.
Miss who?
Her name is Miss Commoner. Miss Commoner. She is married to Michael Commoner. Right? And it's supposed to have police present. she could instill 24 hours police presence by that school. I don't know what's going on. I cannot give up on my community. If so-called people who in authority want to give up on the community, I am not giving up on my community. Where Watson Duke?
That's what
Where Mr. Duke? Where is Mr. Duke? Where is his bread? Where is Mr. Duke? Who was just back then, up and down? Have the youths, papi showing the youths running with bread, talking the things. If you hear him, I don't care. I don't care about you, sir. I care about my community. I care about my people in my community. Stop papi showing. Let's stop coming in the area and papi showing people. We's not hungry mouth. All you have we don't has hungry mouth. All you have we don't has poverty people. We don't want to come out of poverty. You understand? Eat our food and hush your mouth. You give we 10 days or you give we a little CPAP. Well, the thing is now a corporation work. People don't want them thing again. People want to elevate. People want to elevate. People want to feel safe. People want when they send the children to school, the children must come back home in one piece. People want when the children finish school, it must have jobs for them. People must feel safe when they have a resume and they go to a job to look for work and they watch the address name right up Lavantel or Port Spain. We must not be stigmatized. We must not be stigmatized because the area we from. They ain't watching how much passes and how much degree. I tell you, we have, Diana, we have other schools around Port of Spain when you go to enroll your children. I bring it up. And this is the facts. Principals in different schools telling you when you come from Lavantel, they don't want you, you know. Because these is the children that end up troublemakers. They're telling you plain out. They're telling you plain out. You have to know somebody, or somebody have to know you to get a push in our school. The top schools.
And even though they have the passing mark,
the big time, Diana, we have the big time schools and also the big time primary schools and them, especially the so-called Catholic. The thing is, if your child is not Catholic, the first thing that I ask you, are your child a Catholic? That's where we reach to now. This is what we reach to. I tell you, our children and grandchildren, so I know what up again, so I was ready for them. And I just watch them in the face and show them no fear. I'm from Lavantel. I'm proud to say I'm from Lavantel. Yes.
But that shouldn't be because they are Trinbagonian citizens, Trinbagonian children. And if you have attained the passing mark, you should go where you're supposed to go. But hold it there, Takesha. I'm unable to go and do the station ID. I'll do it verbally. You're listening to WZYE 95.9, broadcasting from New Jersey. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 7 to 10 p.m. in the village with the DAT Triplets. Go ahead, Takesha. Oh, she's gone. I didn't know it was all that. You see, the system keeps kicking you. I didn't know it was all that, Tommy, to get a child into a school.
Hey, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. It's been like that for a long time.
Up to today, that's still going on?
More things change, more they remain the same.
And you're discriminating against children because they come from love. That's creating a class system. They're magnificent people and things that come out of Lavantel. So what are they trying to say?
I don't know, but it's not encouraging at all.
That ain't good at all. What's her name? Gadsby Dolly. And who's the next one? Dr. Rowley. That ain't good. What's going on? Why we African children can't go to the school that they pass for? Tell them, Judy says to tell them, Takesha, the rest of TNT think Lavantel is demons, beat them, lots all bad. Rennie Muhammad, big respect to Sister Soldier Takesha.
Sister Soldier. Wow.
Ulrich said yes, Takesha, and that is true. The school was really a church before. And Judy just said, imagine, but this is not going on in South Carolina. Yeah, right. Talk, Judy. So why African doing this in their very own community? That is what I say. And when Gary Griffith come on and say there's pests, right? Shooting at one and a bullet going in the school, and some children learning. That is pest behavior. And if a pest come in your house, what you just do? You just get some citronella and Baygon and spray them, right? All these pests now. The children need to go to school and learn. They don't need to be lying on ground, shielding the ears from bullets. What is all they do for the community? They ain't cutting no grass. Ain't nobody trying to fix up and paint nobody wall. You know what I say? Put them down on some island, one of them island down the island, build a wall, put the opposing gangs against each other and let them stay down there and shoot out one another. That's since they like to shoot. That's what I say. Put them down there and let them shoot. You know, and who last to see who will last? Because why these little children gonna be on the ground, shielding the ears, and you can hear panic in the teacher's voice?
You telling me that
Tobago?
Yeah, but telling me, Diana, that's in Port of Spain. I know none of the law enforcement is hearing what's going on. They don't know. I'm sure they're not going to know what's going on. What they want them to do? Just kill each other and kill everybody else around?
On the ACOP, Jacob. On the ACOP, Jacob. Or how many murders we reach already for the year now? Somebody enlighten me now. I don't want to call no number. Huh?
I know it's over 500 and it's escalated daily.
Sorry, I'm not saying they moved the school. Think that solved the problem. Oh Lord.
Let me see somebody post the numbers.
Carice, these gunshots was right there. You could have heard them indeed. Yep. Indeed. When the video came to me, I said, Lord, where the school is? What's going on here? Tell me this is not Trinidad. You know, and then lo and behold, it confirmed it was Trinidad. I said, God, and it pained me to see this little girl with a little ribbon in her hair. I tell you, you gangsters need to stop, though. All they need to stop with this stupidness now, though.
Diana, 513, 513, 513.
513. Well, we on track to hit 600, right?
Well,
yeah, put them on Scorpion Island, she said.
This month just started anyway, so we have this month and next month before the end of the year.
But with them getting 12 murders a weekend, remember they had 12 murders one weekend, right? I'm saying to them,
that's why I started off making the statement about Grenada. Grenada have 5 murders for the year, and that's plenty.
And I want to say to the alleged gang members, what is all you really shooting one another for? If you only can explain this to me, huh? You don't want this person. I don't know the area, so I can't call no street names. You don't want this person coming up a certain road. That's what the road belongs to you. When you're dead and gone, are you gonna take that road with you? What is all you really shooting one another for? What if somebody can explain it to me? Why John Smith can't come up on Terrence Hill Avenue, or what are you gaining from murdering each other? Please explain that to me now. Somebody explain it to me. Somebody. What are you getting from killing one another? Or you don't think Black lives matter? Black and brown lives? What is all you really getting? Shooting at each other? Put all it down on Scorpion Island with a big wall and you all shoot then. Don't be bringing in the little scary little innocent children. That is the future of Trinidad and Tobago. What is your gaining from this bang, bang, pow, pow? Explain me. Killing and dropping like flies. What are you gaining? Somebody tell me. I sit down and try to understand it. Somebody coming on turf. The turf belong to you. The pitch on the road, I see the roads look a mess. A whole heap of grass growing up wherever, Philip Alexander went on highlight. And he didn't do it, but he walked the road to the school. Right? And I seen a whole heap of grass. The road looked like, why don't you come on and clean up all the community?
Diana, I'm having some device problems here. Look like I'm going to be losing you in a second.
Oh dear. Well, you need to plug in and come back fast then. Because I don't like speaking to myself. I have another guest supposed to come in.
I'll have to come out and come back in.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, Albert, 4 murders overnight. Rumor has it Grenada has 5 murders. We addressed that. Yeah, 5 murders so far for the year, Rennie. You're absolutely right. 5 murders so far for the year. I guess I gotta wing it myself here. Right? Heidi, they walk in the path of evil. Rennie, like they go in competition to see how much murder could take place for the night. Trinidad need a serious bush bath. I want to know, what is it? What are they gaining from killing each other? I would like to know. Somebody breaking your house and trying to rob you or kill you or maim your loved ones, but then you defend yourself. But you just shooting one another for what? What did you gain at the end of the day when you've taken the life of somebody you may have known, another young African in the community? What are you gaining? What, I only stop and think conscience now. Call it truth. What's really going on? You know? Let me see if there's somebody in the background there. One moment. Remember, I'm doing this from my phone. Takesha, I'll bring you back in. All right, Takesha, I'm doing it from my phone, right? So, not the computer. Go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yes, Diana, you can hear
Good,
me?
good. Yeah, it's a phone, so I can't see all the screens like I could on my laptop. But go ahead.
As I was bashing Mr. Watson Duke. Mr. Watson Duke came in all different angles, right? And he
Yeah.
targeted a certain fraction of people to walk with him, right? Look, we don't want to read and spell, right? And I thought this man would be the person to bring back the love. I ain't talk about the people to vote for him, but to bring back some. I thought even he come in these kind of communities, he will come with like to bring back the love, and to really get the youths and them together and ask them what they're really fighting for, what is the problem, what they need, what they want. You're coming there you're coming in the communities to mama guide the youths to play with their head. You're talking this big way, cut the grass, clean out the river, things so, and we will send the bill. We will fund the bill and send it to the government. As you and Fali get into Tobago, you just get quiet. You like a dog going back in a hole. Nobody hearing from you. You just quiet. My thing is, Diana, all you stop come in these areas and them and papi show the people and mama guide the people and play with the mental. Because when all you do these things and all you promise them and all you mama guide them and they ain't see nothing going on for them, where you figure going? Where you figure going in the community? All dogs, all guns will back. As the youths just say, all guns will back. You understand? And in that sense, they ain't stopping and thinking, They ain't stopping and thinking we just killing ourselves with our own kind. It has nothing to do with Indians, red, Chinese, because we living in a community and we have all colors skin living in we community. You will shock to see that white people living in Laventille. You understand? In Laventille. You understand, Diana? And all you stop coming in communities, so even don't come when it's election alone too. Some are all you, especially the PNM. Don't come. I didn't say no Hines was a MP. I didn't say no Clint was the councillor. You hear what I'm telling you? No Clint from playing pan. He just play pan for renegades. You understand what I'm telling you, Diana? All you don't come when it's election, all you come right through. You understand? Shooting taking place, people living in fear. All you come and walk about it. I not for you come with the police. Come and walk about, feel the people pain, get to the bottom of this. Meet with the so-called people and then find out what it is all you want, what it is all you're fighting, what it is to stop it, what really going on.
Yeah, that's why I would like to
come
know
on the ground. Come on the ground and find out what exactly going on. Because we have old people, we have people with disability, you understand, living in the community, we have children, we have single mothers, we have single fathers, we have single fathers in the community. Nothing going on.
I see
and you know what?
Judy say. Go ahead.
You know what people say? What people go say now? Oh God is Avanti. You must expect that from them. Them is dogs. Them are customers. So no, no. We just have question our people. No, we are love. We are love.
Judy,
I scratch your back. You scratch mine.
Judy Descent says, I thought Duke would make an impact in Trinidad. The only man standing long distance is Philip Edward Alexander. Lavantil is a beautiful place.
Without a fear. Without
Albert
a fear.
Montana. Huh?
Diana, without a fear. I tell you, the man just come with David White and the next man. He didn't come with no police. And the man walked through the dismal street. The man walked through the dismal street by the school.
When I saw the condition of the streets, I saw the condition of the streets, and I look at some of the houses, I'm like, oh God. And, you know, these little children have to see all these depressing, you know, buildings, and then you got to deal with all this shooting. And what do you expect? Those children are going to be stressed out. Are they going to have any? Ah, boy,
Diana,
I don't know.
people from the outside, right, don't want to come in the community and do no work, right? Because they're afraid of the community, they're afraid of the people that are living in the community, right? Without police escort. You have the people in the community jobs to do now. Pay in the pavement, do all the boxing day, and do something. Come with the police, come with the court.
I'm going to echo your statement. Lavantil and Morva never voted for any other party. Only the 66 years and all the 66 years and the same PNM never give the community any respect. They just put their finger in the ink loyally, right? But then I have to say to you all gotta stop. That's where you live. You know, you don't want to have your community like that. That's why no businesses they want to. And you can't get a loan to do stuff. And then sometimes it might just be a few people giving the area a bad name, you know. Ulrich, and those streets like that for years. You're telling me that, Ulrich? Oh, jeez.
Yes. Diana, yes. Potholes. If you decide to take out a car, right now our car come like courts. You could own a car. You're going to pay $700 a fortnight for a car for 7 years until you pay it off, right? So even if these fellas and them decide, or these women and them decide to take out a car and work a little taxi, the roads are alone mashing up the cars. Or we could tell you that from to the bottom of the bridge to come straight up Lavanti Road, the roads is in a mess. It's in a mess. The condition of the road is in a mess. We ain't getting water. As we please.
Is the residents who got the potholes that way? Oh, Jesus, Lord.
We have people like Mr. Hines coming in Lavantil to cut ribbon for a standpipe. Remember I said some months ago? We forgot that the standpipe is our special water. People don't want a standpipe. We want to upgrade to like everybody else. Give we pipe of water. Imagine you paying Wasa selling the bill, and you can't see if you get water twice for the month, you get plenty. And the so-called that Wasa raise, Tiantec raise. Sometimes the current tripping up just so mashing up your appliances. If they decide to get you back your current some hours or whatever, you still have to pay that bill. You still have to pay that bill when that bill come. It's unfair. And it's not just Lavantil alone, it's other areas experience these things. Wasa, when you open, after you get water in weeks and you open the pipe, it's like mud. It's like slush coming out your pipe. And then children falling sick now because somebody's trying to drink the water. And next thing I want to address too, it have an outbreak with the flu in these schools and these children falling sick, the teachers falling sick. Lana will tell you because Lana children going to school too. Lana have a child going to school, have a child going to school. It have an outbreak of the flu. Every time your child get better and you send your child back in the school, your child fall sick again the week after. Is an outbreak.
Oh boy. Is it a
just no parents have to pay for these children to go to school because everything the school asking for. Then I have to send $300. I have a son writing SCA. I have to send $300 in the school tomorrow for practice test booklets. All
Not
inclusive
good.
ticket. We not blasted pandemic. People catching the ras. And you know I can't say it raw. You understand? And it's all inclusive ticket for this party and this thing $200 by the putting it to you that you have to buy it if you ain't send the money because the schools the flooring need fixing, the toilet door swinging, it had no toilet seat, it ain't had this and it had that.
So the school falls under not the Ministry of Education or it falls under the diocese? Who?
Some of these schools and them, the children, some of the schools and them, right? On a Friday, the children will wear a school, one of the school jerseys that are next money by itself to pay for and a jeans. Imagine you know that it's a school uniform and when you send your child on a Friday, you have to send $10 or $20 to dress up in your own uniform. Because well, the PTA need to raise money.
I confused.
Diana, I could go on and on tonight, you know. Diana, parents have to send money. Parents have to send money in schools for fan, to buy fan. So when these teachers and them talking and saying they want the money and that they're going through all kind of things, well, they don't vex for them.
No, I don't vex for that. Since 2013 salary, I said that I want my money.
Diana from 8:30 to 3:00. All these hours teachers sitting down in classroom with no fan. Sometimes if they do get a fan, the fan will focus on the teacher and the children. I tell you, when my kids and my grandkids come home in the evening with who have headache, who you could ring the school shirt, you could ring the overall. It's because they're hot. And the majority of the schools fall under the Catholic board, who always want collection. Every time they say Hail Mary, every two turn the turn is Hail Mary, the man only doing nothing for the schools and them. So just now, we as parents have to pay for the children to go to school just a matter of time.
Does the school get a subsidy from the government or the Catholic diocese pays everything? Supposed to pay everything?
Well, Diana, I just push up myself to know exactly what's going on, and everybody cry. There's nobody to take them on. The ministry will just sugarcoat it. Mr. Emsberg will pass certain amounts of money for Ministry of Education. But where going? We have schools dilapidated. It have schools just want to close down, and it's because it have nowhere to put the children. They don't have a choice. The schools have to remain open. Sometimes when you go in the school and you're watching the classrooms that crawl in your blood because you know you have to leave your child there, because you want your child to go to education. And it's not the principal or the teachers to get vexed with. It's with authority.
So let me ask you something.
We had Sham for Kojo.
Oh Lord.
We had Sham for Kojo come to we had Sham for Kojo come to St. Rose's Girls RC the other day. Where you come to do, boy, just take out pictures with the children. And the flooring gone in the school. No fans in the school. But when you come to do, just take out a picture and post a picture on the news you was here. Well, I want to tell you, nobody lives there, as I say. Because like the blanking out everybody, all they talking about Gary Griffith love the media. All they love the media, all they like to sugarcoat it for the news. You understand? All they like to sugarcoat it. But they really say who in the kitchen does feel heat. People who call themselves so-called activists in this country need to really come out and stand with the people too. Stand with the people in these different type of ministries. Even if it is the public servants can't really give the voice because you see they're going and sleep overnight and come back out with a law. You see the teachers try to do it and the woman went and sleep and come back and give the protest. They could either be fined or imprisonment. You understand? But let me be the voice. The activists come out with the people and let me be the voice to clean up these ministries and put it out. What I want to hide behind closed doors, let me bring it on the table. Let me embarrass them. There's a shame.
I'm sorry.
Diana, you believe? Diana, you will believe. You know, they don't like my name from since I
I
the
know,
stranded
so from
national.
since the stranded national, yeah.
So I can't get no work. And like my children can't get no work neither. They tell them my children who the overqualified, who this, who that. But I know that victimizing me because I just talk the things. And I talking the truth. I ain't telling no lie. I talking
But
the truth. I need
someone said, Judy Descent says the government gives the Catholic organization millions every year. So what is the Catholic organization doing for these little black children? What are they doing? And I would tell all they said, I went to a Roman Catholic school, eh? I had more God, more Hail Marys, oh Father help me. Huh? And I remember when they had to confirm me and give me a new name. I said, but why? Huh? Why only gave me this name? That's not my name. My confirmation
Diana,
name is Elizabeth. Wait now,
I have a
wait a minute,
granddaughter.
teacher. Huh? And I had to get on my knee to one of the pantins, but I did fall down and I did grate up my knee and I couldn't kneel. And if you saw you watching me cokey eye, when I did, I said, well, I can't kneel, sir. I fall down and scratch up my knee. And the skin was now closing. And he watched me, a very stern look. But then he calmed down and he do what he had to do and confirmed me. And I grew up in, and then when I got older and understand but what really went on, I said, well, you know what? I want to do with Catholic. I done with them. They're not brainwashing me no more. I done with the people that finance the ships that bring my ancestors out. I done with that. And keep me enslaved. And somebody to show me in a book where there was a pope in the Caribbean wrote to the big man, or a bishop in the Caribbean wrote to the big man up in Vatican and asked permission to enslave us. My ancestors, and he said, yeah, it's okay to enslave them. They're dark skinned, they have no souls. And when somebody showed me that in a book, documented it, I said, well, I done with the Catholic. I finished. All due respect to you Catholics in the group, Diana done with them. Because if you could tell me that because of my dark skin, I got no soul, I done with you. I don't want to hear nothing that you got. And all the riches up in Vatican and all the riches up in wherever, where do you think they get them from? He sweat, blood, and tears. Where they get them from? But bring me out and dump me in the plant. Look, me, I want to hear nothing about all this. You see what's going on? They don't care.
Diana and I there just today. My 7-year-old granddaughter came home from school. Where today is Thursday. So all who go in Catholic school, they go not on a Thursday, the first Thursday in the month and the first Monday in the month. The children have to go in the church. So the majority of the day they pray.
Full of grace, the Lord is with me. Blessing that down amongst me and blessing the food.
My granddaughter come home today. She said, Granny. I said, oh, you looking so? Yeah, Granny, I glad to reach home. I said, one to you. She said, I don't know what we do, Mary. What we do, Mary, Granny. I said, what happened, girl? Yeah, Granny, what we do, Mary? I said, what you talking about? Yeah, Granny, whole days, Mary. Whole days, Mary. And when we done say, Mary, we had a fork up money too in the basket.
And then they had this thing. They take you to you gotta. No, I ain't do nothing as a little girl. I must have cuffed somebody that pulled my hair on. But I had to go in this booth and talk to this person behind this thing with the whole well, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Oh yeah, he would say, and what bad prayer, tell me, what is your sin, little girl? I had to make up lie and tell him, man, I do something. I ain't do nothing that week.
But I went holy prep. I went holy prep back then. That holy prep was opposite the jail up on Frederick Street, and I used to suck finger, right? And my father and my mom dropped me off, and I was sucking finger, and I had a nun telling me I mustn't suck finger. Well, when you're sucking finger, you can't help it. So you push back the finger in your mouth.
Yeah.
I have come and ring my ears. Mind you, my mouth hot from since I was small. And I watch this son and I tell this son, my mother and my father never ring my ears, so you don't do it. That someone put me on a grater for the whole day. My father came to come to pick me up and put me on a grater and take me out of the school immediately. Never send me back.
Tommy, you had any experiences with the nuns?
None. No experience with none.
No experience with the nuns.
I went to government school right through.
Catholic school boy,
Let me,
and I tell you, they're quick to pull down that what you call it, that ruler, and let it in you, and you gotta hold out. Oh,
let me,
them ain't easy, you know. Oh, and look the other day, didn't
let
they
me shine
imply
up.
that one of
Let me,
them homes that the children was being abused at was under the cat? Is it St. Dominic's? Correct me if I'm wrong. One of them children's home, yeah, under the Catholics. What going on with all here? What going on with all here? You know, black children, black you gotta suffer on all the same. If the government gain all the money, fed handle the scenes up in the school up in Laventille. Everybody just pocketing and pocketing.
Diana,
No. Uh-huh.
Diana, let me tell you what I experienced, right? My
Mm.
9-year-old daughter at the time passed Corpus Christi College. I never put on them schools. Matter of fact, when you're writing SCA in so-called broken areas, you will put on certain schools for your children, and when it's time come for the results, they zone your children, right? So whether the feet are pelt you, they pelt you. I never put on Corpus Christi College, but my daughter passed for it. When we called, when the principal called the school and asked them on my behalf how much money we have to work with for registration.
Mm.
The lady said, just 500. When I reached on by the school to register my daughter, I come up to 1,600 to register my daughter. You hear what I'm telling you, Diana? Diana, every term I had was to pay $600 every term for upkeeping at the school. When you tell yourself that
Why
parents
you
cannot
want
pay because
to
sister does tell you, plain, right? That the
mm.
government does stay long to pay them. And the government does promise, these are private schools, and it's just a fraction of children the government does pay to send there. You understand? So when the government don't
Oh.
pay, where them going to get the money to pay the teachers to teach our children? So if you tell yourself that you breaks in from paying this term, here what it does do, right? Every time for when tests come, they will write the child name on the door. Real embarrassing thing. And if the child
What?
name on the door, you cannot write the test. Don't talk for CXC. I could tell you, Diana. Don't talk for CXC. Don't talk for CXC. You want to pay
Nah,
off
well,
your bill.
you know what?
You want to
You know
pay
what?
off.
All it the church. Let me say it. And this is not the opinion of Anselm LeBon and WZYE. This is Diana's thing, and from somebody in the chat. All of those and all the children to school for a week. Nobody don't go nowhere then. Just shut it down. Don't go nowhere at school. All the children home. And let's see. Because if the Catholic diocese is supposed to be paying this money, and the government's supposed to pay the Catholic, who's suffering? Who's suffering? I
Diana,
sure this ain't going on
when
up
I
in the
pay,
Westmoreland
when
and the
I
Lavater.
pay, when I pay 1,600 I hear it raised to 1,800 now. When I pay 1,600 at the time some years ago, when I watch at the package, $250 was included for a ticket, a Catholic boat ride. I want to go and say Hail Mary out in you see. All that compare, all that compare with the registration, you have to contribute it.
Oh my, this is horrible. Hail Mary. I mean, you know, and then do they still do catechism as a course?
Well, I see that kind of bring it back because my little daughter joined. She joined last
Mm,
week. Every time
mm.
it says you had to pay, you had to walk $50.
Every
So
time you work?
I asked her, I said, every time for that session, she have to come to school with $2 to pay her dues.
Well, I remember one incident with the Catholic Church. I
It's
went up to
fine.
take communion. I was instructed to go up, and I put this the first time I was going to get this thing. I do so. I said, but this is how it taste. The nun grabbed it. She grabbed the
Diana,
hair, walked me up the aisle, boy, and look, holding on to this ear. I said, oh God. I said, but this is how it taste. Why it tasting so?
Diana, last month
Because in Barbados, I used to go to
school,
Anglican church. Boy.
four Catholic schools
Mm,
under the Catholic board throw a party, right? And it
mm.
was 150. Each parent have to purchase 2 tickets. The party keep Carter like I talking about the party keep out down on the Anchorage. Right? It's not no if no but no baby. They're putting it together that you have to buy a ticket. You have to buy them 2
Oh.
tickets, right? The party come and gone, Diana. The party come and gone, and they put out in the chat that parents still, although the party gone, parents still have to send the money for the ticket. And this party, it didn't have no MC party, it didn't have no MC, it was just CD running. It's just CD run for the whole night.
Oh dear, I'm sorry
They
to hear.
give that happened since last month. They give parents by tomorrow to send in the money. The party gone since last month. They give parents to still pay the money by tomorrow is the deadline. And they're telling you playing out, even if you can't make $300 to purchase the 2 tickets, send one at least.
I think one of my other guests is in the background. I can't see them. But Takesha, what if you had to say something to Dr. Rowley and all his helpers, for lack of a better word, what would you say to Dr. Rowley and Mr. Hines and Scotland and those persons? What can they do? And Commissioner of Police and the military, what can they do to remedy the situation that's going on up near the Rose Hill Elementary School right now?
I don't have nothing to tell Mr. Rowley because that man don't care. He don't care. Whether if it's love until it's crime or whatever, he don't care. I have no message for that man. None. Come down from there. I have no message for you as a prime minister. I don't have no trust in you as a prime minister. Who vex loss? Right? Who vex loss? I have a message for Mr. Hines. Stop stepping on yourself. You're always blasted, sleeping on yourself. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. You're born and growing Laventille. You know exactly what has take place in Laventille. You know the people mindset. You know what has take place in the hood, as it say. And to the commissioner of police, who acting or who ain't acting and whoever, all you stop come and pappy show the people now. Stop pappy show the people in the community. Let the people feel safe now, man. I thought they put acting superintendent Roger Alexander, the media boss. Well, they do something now. Bring back the love in the community now. Go on the ground now, man. Go on the ground and ask the fellas and them to stop now. Bring them in and talk with them now, boy. Do something now. Find out for what they want, what they're fighting for. I can't go there and ask them what they're fighting for. They might kill me. You understand? But all in authority. Get the people jobs. If the people say they're hungry, get them jobs. If people don't want to come in and do the work, get them it in the area. It's a real construction to go on in this area here. The place dilapidated, it run down. The community run down. Get the people the work. If the corporation or CPEP, whoever afraid to come in, get the people in the community, the area, let them beautify the area. Do something, beautify, do something going on. And then people go to and say, well, all you like free thing. But if the car go out there, and apply it itself, because number one of them getting stigmatized in the area they're from. Some of them ain't have no passes. Some of them in finish school. Some of them have an ID card. Come and get the youth of them some kind of hope now, man. Give them some kind of hope that they want to live, they don't want to die. Make them feel to live. Don't make them feel to die. It have no hope. They're running out dressed so and they're dying. Give them hope. Even if the homes don't have fathers in the homes, or mother head lash up as they say, the fully dance. Give the youths and them a chance. Give them some kind of hope. Give the children who never get the chance to finish school, bring some kind of thing in the community, some kind of back to school drive or something. We have children just drop out of school here in the community because mommy or daddy can't afford the uniform, can't buy the 3-page booklets. We have people here we have people in the community and not hooked with their hands. We had the center on Basel Street. They used to teach tailoring, hairdressing. Twiggy will tell you hairdressing, handicraft. We used to have a little thing that you come and you get a little stipend or something, you learn a trade. I could tell you, Diana, I used to teach ceramic under the URP back then. Everything just shut down. Everything just it have nothing again. If I have a trade and I want to give back in my community, I want to teach you young ladies and them how to do ceramic. My mother does do handicraft. We have plumbers, we have carpenters, you understand? We have seamstresses, we have tailors. You understand? That have people retire and they want to give back. We have all these centers and them, all these homework centers, all these community centers. Open something, open back something. Give them a sense that they need to live.
Well, Takesha, there we have it live and direct for you, for those naysayers that always say, well, y'all don't live here and y'all out there. We're getting it live and direct from the ground in Trinidad and Tobago, a loyal, avid listener of the In the Village. And she is one of the young ladies who was stranded and had a very heart-wrenching story. Takesha, as always, we thank you for your support and thank you for tonight. We will continue this dialogue as things continue to develop.
I usually describe her as one of the village sweethearts.
Yes, yes.
Keisha,
yes.
you know you're a village
Thank you,
sweetheart.
Diana. Thank you, Anson. Thank you, Tommy. Even Dr. Gary, who doesn't be on the show, thanks again. And I must pick up my crew, my brothers and sisters in the village. I must, because them is my new family, you know. We are
I
all
see you,
brothers
Mr.
and
Nicholas,
sisters.
in the back. Yes.
Thanks, Takesha.
So everybody,
All right,
good night.
Thank you very much, Takesha. I will call on you from time to time and we can give them live and direct. All right. So I have to, I'm doing this with my thing here. Let's go. Let me make room for our next guest. The system is not, oh, she went, good. I'm going, the next guest coming up next on the show is Mr. Nicholas Anthony Williams with the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front. And he's coming to lay his case as to why you should give him your vote in the next, whatever the next election, local, whatever. Good evening, Mr. Williams. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We're fine in Trinidad for now.
We're fine in Trinidad for now. So, you know, what is your, Tommy, this is Mr. Williams. Tommy, you can say hello.
Good evening, Mr. Williams. Good evening, Mr. Williams. Mr. Fine Williams.
Good afternoon, sir. Same here.
What you call him, Mr. Who?
He's fine in Trinidad for now.
Oh, he's fine in Trinidad for now. Okay. Yeah. So, Mr. Williams, we want you to, you hear the obstacles faced by this people living in the environs, especially little children at this elementary school in Lavantil. We heard directly from someone in Lavantil because they're always telling us we out here, we don't know what's going on. So we decided we're gonna bring in people on the ground that tell exactly what is going on, right? We're giving you the portal. So, Mr. Williams, good evening. What is going on in your community? Where are you, etc.? Introduce yourself.
Well, actually, to the listening audience, my name is Anthony Nicholas Williams. I'm the leader of the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front. I'm a single father, a widowed husband, one of those unemployed because of the Kitrauli regime. And there is so many things I could say about myself, but let me get to it. Right now in Point Fortin, we're having a lot of issues with unemployment. We're having a high rise in crime. There is no type of real development, and there's a lot of hungry people in Point Fortin. We cannot, like me, I'm a pipe fitter fabricator by trade, and I cannot apply my trade because I am one of the unvaccinated ones, right? So just recently, I would have gotten a call from Demas Limited, which I was told I was getting in on a shutdown in Atlantic Energy, but then I was told I cannot get in because the policy of that establishment is you must be vaccinated, right? So I am about to start selling food, right? So a lot of citizens is going through this similar situation. I have an in-law, went to offshore interview, did very well in the offshore interview. The last question they asked him if he's vaccinated, and it was no, did not get the job, right? And
Just so, 1 minute, Mr. Williams, so we don't end up in YouTube or Facebook jail. Can we refer to that particular V word as the juice?
okay,
Yes.
thank you. The juice, all right? So he didn't take the juice, right?
Okay.
So we have a lot of issues because there's a policy still standing for the juice that is right there in our faces, and like people seems to be blinded by, I don't know if it's party politics. I don't know if Keith Rowley have something out of his body just coming out into the air and people being mesmerized, but it is there. And these policies for the juice sinking a lot of people into deeper poverty, and we have a lot of hungry people out there because of these juice policies and so on, right? Crime has taken a tone in Point Fortin. Long time ago, you wouldn't hear about shootings or robberies or break-ins in Point Fortin, but now we have a lot of that. Just the other day, a young man was shot in the head, I think about 3 or 4 times, maybe more, in Warden Road in Point Fortin. Then we had another couple of shootings, plus we had a number of break-ins. A couple of friends who I know their business places was breaking into, a couple of house invasions, a couple of attacks on women. And then we had a number of gun violence when it came to robberies at gunpoint in our area. And things are getting very bad. Even my children who are now 18 years and over seeking employment in Point Fortin, it is a very hard thing to come by. There is no employment, bottom line, in Point Fortin, right?
So on that note, Mr. Williams, there's no employment in Point Fortin.
There is no structure for employment. There's no structure for creating employment. There's no structure for no sort of development.
How can the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front remedy that situation for Point Fortin residents?
Well, I would say to the listening audience, for those who may know our MP, he's Kennedy Richards. He's the MP at Point Fortin, and Mayor Thomas, she's the mayor for Point Fortin. I spoke to Kennedy when we were, trying to work things out for the better of Point Fortin and Labrie and other South communities. And that didn't work out because the politics and the enriching in myself, right, meaning the politician just wanted to enrich in himself, right, kind of took a tone and a strain on me where I could not support him anymore. Because I envisioned a plan with Kennedy about creating of the highway, if you ever come to Point Fortin, where they're building a new highway behind Gonzal, KTO, Cochrane areas, going up to Vance River, that area there, where we could have developed a Point Fortin extension with manufacturing, trade schools, living quarters, and other avenues for big businesses and so on, and extend it to Point Fortin itself. So we'd have Point Fortin and a Point Fortin extension, right? We even spoke about creating they always talk about diversification of the economy, going green in Point Fortin that would have created a number of jobs, and even a bigger plan that would have created 6,000 jobs, 4,000 when it finished. Because as we speak right now, I am in talks with persons to acquire a plant that was under CLICO, an ethanol plant, to start developing a green source of fuel which would be cheaper for the country, and who knows, might bring down cost of living. So there are so many avenues towards creating jobs in Point Fortin, and part of the plan that we have in the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front is not to promise, but to do. And one of our push is to create about 30,000 jobs in Point Fortin, from manufacturing, from tire recycling and manufacturing, from green fuels and beach tourism in Point Fortin. There is so many avenues to create jobs in Point Fortin, to get people to look at Point Fortin as a place that they would want to lay down their their pillows or their roots and have a family and so on when it comes to agriculture and housing, right? To grow a bigger population and create a stronger spending power. And in turn, we wanted to link this with elaborate people to grow that strength because they have the pitch, we have the oil and gas. And there's so much I could tell you about the oil and gas, especially when it comes to Point Fortin, right? Because just recently, the Chinese them pushed to acquire Train 1 in Point Fortin, that is Atlantic Energy, and the Chinese them will not be trying to acquire or do business with Train 1 in Atlantic Energy to put salt water in the tanks. We have the natural gas, right? There is so many things I could tell you about Point Fortin when it comes to those situations because I worked as a young man, right, trained by my grandfather, down Tremor in Point Fortin, where we was doing the bunkering from platform 1 and pumping up the other stations to make sure that production was very productive and pushing about 200,000 barrels a day. But those things keep changing as politics keep playing a heavy-handed in the industries. And because of those situations, we are where we are today, because I could tell you about a number of bacchanal that is actually sinking point, and money that should be spent where it should be spent to develop and making sure that have avenues for young people to have jobs in Point Fortin is actually being spent on self, right? Where we have the MP, we have families at the MP who knows nothing about contracting are now contractors, when we have many local contractors who could do those jobs and actually, employ people. So it's like, we just have a management in Point Fortin who is bent on just enriching themselves. And we are the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front. We are not going to fight that fight with them, but we are going to pull away and push to do it on our own, right? Making sure that we could set a standard for a very strong and worthwhile private sector in Point Fortin that backs up the spending power, make sure that the people in Point Fortin gets those jobs and we are able to take care of our families. But the situation is, under the old management, these things will run slow. They can be blocked because of the politics. You know how it is in Trinidad and Tobago. If you're doing well for your community and you are not part of the party, then you is the problem, right? So if you're not part of the PNM party, it's the problem. And it's block after block after block. We have people with millions of dollars out in the US ready to invest in Point Fortin, whether it be the green fuels, whether it be the tire manufacturing, whether it be the Point Fortin extension, whether it be beach tourism, right? And many persons came to Trinidad and tried it already, but there was so much of corruption where this one in the borough asking for money, that one in the borough asking for money, this one wants a payoff, this one wants something, that one wants something. And these financiers, these people, and Black Trinbagonians took their money and went back to America. So if we could capture Point Fortin and other South areas in the local election, we could now build, because the local constitution under local governments provides us the power to, to pressure central government or bypass central government and do what we have to do. If I, Anthony Nicholas Williams, was to be the next mayor of Point Fortin, the people of Point Fortin would have given me that power to act fully on their behalf without the politics in it, right? A mayor Point Fortin is not elected, we are selected. That is why the councillors have to win their areas and the councillors select the mayor. And this is part of we push, because we want Point Fortin and environs, we want Labrie and other South areas, because we understand that we have the resources, and if managed the right way and processed the right way and develop what we had to develop, we could build a strong South that carries Trinidad and Tobago through. Because when you look at Port of Spain, look at other areas that was raised from our oil and gas money, and right now they just gone right back down, crime infested. And as you said, the other day with this thing, the shooting, and I looking at these children lying down on the ground, right? Lying down on the ground. White children have to go through this. Why children have to go through this in a year 2022? So imagine what is going to happen in 2023 and beyond. There is no getting better, right? There is no getting better. So if people believe that under the UNC or PNM that these matters are going to change, because we have been bouncing our head for far too long. We have unions who came on board, supported UNC when they couldn't have the way, supported PNM when they couldn't have the way. And for today, seeing that they can't have the way with PNM, they will be going back to UNC. We cannot live like this as a people in this country. We have to start thinking about our real futures, about our children's futures. Where do we go as a country? Do we want to develop, or do we just want to keep looking with all the capabilities of real development like a shanty town? Because right now that is what Point 14 look at. I did a video showing the view of all the tanks down Trimmer and how they're looking and what's going on in Trimmer. I spoke about it. A lot of people was vexed because I kind of cursed off the Prime Minister, right? Very emotional evening that day. I was down by the ethanol plant doing some cleaning, right? And I got emotional when I look at what happened to Trimmer. Trimmer was one of the breadwinners for Point 14 people. Trimmer took a lot of criminals who was holding guns. If you know about the Gun Hill Captiville thing, who was holding guns in Captiville and Gun Hill, took them off the street, took those guns out of their hands and was putting money in their pockets to take care of their family so they didn't have to go and rob nobody. When you look on Gun Hill right now, the young youths, where there is no opportunity, there is no job, there is no parenting, there is no direction, there is no mentorship. What you think going to happen? Point 14 just waiting to explode once more again. And these guys in management, I have spoken to Kennedy Richards so many times. They know what is going on, but they don't care. Because when we did the protests in Port of Spain, where Sergeant Alexander said we was going to pay a price if we came out there, we went still, right? We went still. I actually ran into Sergeant Alexander. We had a very nice conversation. Right? He ain't so bad, I must admit. And we spoke about Point 14. And I say, Sergeant Alexander, he's a point man. Point 14 going through hell. Myself was passing through self-help, and a young man was passing with a gun. I watch him, he watched me, and then he raised his hand, and he tell the person that he's not the man. I called police officers in the point station. It took them about a half an hour, almost 45 minutes to reach here. Then they asked me where the man gone. I say, all for real? I spoke to Sergeant Alexander about these things. And you know what he turned around and tell me? He said, Mr. Williams, the management in Point 14 say that everything is all right. What really going on? What is really going on in this country? And I was looking to fix this problem immediately, especially making sure that Point 14 became a digital platform when it comes to dealing with crime in Point 14 and making sure that the communities and the people are safe, especially with children. Now, we're looking at our local elections in next year, right? So I'm still going to push for betterment in South, and I'm going to push very hard, and I'm going to do it without the local powers, because right now we don't have a choice. Because you may have heard over the radio or newscasting that the local government election has been placed for next year, December, and it is believed that the president signed off on it to make sure that it was passed in the House, where they are given the PNM administration under Keith Rowley, right, the powers to dictate. And this is sad.
Is it December coming? Is it next month or next year?
No, next year. They're taking a year off, which is a failure and a big, how to say it, a big give me a minute, because I'm so angry when I think about what's going on there, right? Because it's going against our constitutional rights in this country, right? The dictating how we vote, when we vote, what we eat, how much juice we take, If we don't take the juice, how we pay, we bill so much we had to pay. And now, you fight so hard to come out of this rental thing and AGC thing, to buy your own property, something you could secure for your family futures. Now they are telling we, they are putting preparations to, besides making sure that councillors work whole day, right? But see, people, because they don't want to put things in place for them to get a good, honest day pay and work almost whole day, right? They are putting things for councillors to work whole day. They're saying it's a job now, right? So they are making the notions of that they are going to make it into a job now being a councillor. But I always was at the understanding, once you become a councillor, it is a job. So I don't know what they're talking about, right? So this government decides to take in front and push back the local election, mashing up the constitution that they're supposed to stand by and protect when it comes to citizens' rights in this country, and telling we know we have to wait till next year, December, for change. We have to wait next year, December, for change. And this is sad.
And right now, who's the constituent, the MP for your area, for that area?
Well, I've been calling his name over and over, Kennedy Richards Jr. His father was the old councillor for Warden Road, Hollywood. The father was better than his son. I ain't afraid to say it. The father was a greater man and a more, bigger man than the son. The son only made it there because of the father name.
So he doesn't, in your opinion, he does not perform.
In my opinion, since he came there, he have never performed, but only for himself, his friends, and his family.
So he inherited that position. So his business is fixed. So he could care less for.
Yes, that is his inheritance. He never had to work hard for it. Never.
I'm sorry to hear. We're approaching top of the hour here. One moment, Mr. Williams. Here at WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. in the village with the DAT Triplets. Interesting conversation with the leader of the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
One moment. This thing is so slow.
Oh, yes. Somebody help. Come and put a hand. Come and wipe away the blight and see what the plight that befall the man of this land. What's going on here? I would like to know why the whole world is in a turmoil. So it look as if we fire God from the job and give the work to the Beelzebub. Man, the devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. If you have to never like I understand. The devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. If you don't know never like I understand. Like if Satan in control of running the land. Hey man. Oh man.
Yes, there you have it. I'll mute myself. There you have it. the devil has a hand in running the land. You guys are hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Right. So continue, Mr. Williams. What is it? Tommy and Slim need some help. What do you think can be done, and by whom, to change things around in your neck of the woods?
I think the people on a whole have to understand time to change the face of the coin on both sides. Right? We can't go back to yellow. Because what are we going back to yellow to do? To come back to red? Time to try someone positive, someone new. Someone who's ready to take this country by the horns and twist it and make it into something that benefits all citizens. We don't want to hear governments talking about their jobs is to enriching the rich. We want to hear a government saying to the nation that we are here to lift citizens out of poverty and enriching those who are living in poverty. These are the things we want to hear. We want to see that our resources benefiting the people first and not just the politicians, their families and financiers. And this is what we have been having for all this time, right? We saw today, besides the bad news of local elections being pushed back, and changes are going to be made because they are trying to push those who don't have the bachelor's and this degree and that degree out of running for local elections. All that they're trying to change up within the local government powers and so on, right? And as I said to the Guardian Newsday today, we are the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front. We are going to contest that decision to push back the local election, even if we had to do our GoFundMe and beg people for the money to go to the courts, right? Because at the end of the day, we have to wake up. We have to wake up in this country. Because what we see in Port of Spain, which keep breaking my heart and replaying in my head, because we have a press conference Monday, and I am going to lash out very, very hard about that, right? Because I saw the government today stating in an article they are going to spend $80 million in CCTV cameras, right? Since they came into power, they have spent, I think, close to 50 million or more in CCTV cameras and other gizmos, right? Gadgets, if you want to call it that, towards policing in this country. And to date, look at the country. Our country is running red in blood. We have young children lying down on their bellies, covering their ears, right? While gunshots ring out in Port of Spain, right? Which supposed to be our what? Capital city? We have a government who cannot defend our capital city. That is craziness. So why do we vote in these people? That kept on breaking my heart looking at that child. That is still playing over and over my head. And when I made phone calls, I found out this has been going on for a long time, not now. And I had spoken to someone who told me, Mr. Williams, ask yourself, why is that body that deals with goods and services coming in and out of our country, what they call them again? My head hot all over the place.
Finance,
I can't remember.
or the port, finance.
Yes, the port, right? Concerning the officers that guard the port. Why is that system under the Ministry of Finance and not under the Ministry of Security, right? And why we have trained... In all
fairness, they collect funds when they clear the barrels, and you have to pay an additional...
Well, we understand that, and it's the same thing with the ports in England. But the ports in England stay under the Ministry of Security, even though the financial body collects their money. That will not stop them from collecting their money. Right? They could work hand in hand, but that ministry, right, concerning the port and what comes into our country should have been directly under the Ministry of Security. Why police officers, when they're going to make a bus day, they have to get a search warrant?
I see.
Why?
Well, we have Anselm LeBon joining us from Wall Street. I guess he got over the Mexican border. Welcome, Mr. LeBon. Your mic muted. I have to unmute you, or you can unmute yourself.
Oh, let me unmute myself. How are you guys doing today? Sorry for the
Oh, we
late.
hearing you. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for
Fine. Good night, man.
Good night, my friend. My late interjection into the village
Yeah.
here. You know.
Tommy disappear. I know where Tommy go.
Oh,
He'll
maybe
probably be back.
Maybe Tommy gone Mexico.
Yeah, I don't know. Only one more running a thing back and forth from Mexico to anyway. Don't let me imply that.
Running a little racket. Yeah. So I'm listening.
As long as it's not a kidnapping.
So this is Mr. Williams. He was with us before, very avid and fervent about what is going on in his community down in the Point Fortin area, and he wants change. And this is something Anselm, it seems to be taking off. Takesha came in earlier and very, very, very loquacious about what is going on in that neck of the woods. I'm trying to get people from all 41 constituencies to come in and tell us what's going on the ground, because as I said, Anselm, they're always telling us that we're not there, we outside, we don't know what's going on, right? So we're getting people from the different constituencies, bring it live and direct. So go ahead, Anselm, you can chat with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's a good thing. I mean, for you, Anthony, first of all, your party, right? Are you guys going to run any local election or what? Are you guys running?
Well, the plan was for locals December the 6th or the 9th, but that has been put on a halt because the government decides to push it back for next year, December.
So the local election has been postponed to next year, December?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that means more salt and guava for me.
I know learning of that. Okay, that's interesting.
Salt and guava. Oh, that's real hard. The guava ain't green, huh?
But Anthony, do you think your party by itself, without having an alliance with like the PEP, the ILP, the ILP still in existence? I think none of the
Mr. Warner, who I spoke to recently, have decided that he will not be getting into political situations for a while.
Oh, so he has withdrawn himself again.
No, he just looking at the atmospheric happenings in politics.
All right. So what about? I mean, most people are saying now the best thing you can do is to have an alliance with the NTA, the PEP, the UNC. For you have any chance of defeat.
Okay, now let me explain this to those people. When I ran in 2020 general election, right, for Point Fortin, I had no money. My wife, who passed away, God bless her soul, a beautiful, beautiful soul, right? She made sure that we had the financing to push my election in Point Fortin, right?
Yeah. She
didn't stick because she wanted change too, right? And believe it or not, she used to vote PNM, right? And because of these, with all fairness, because of these sacrifices by people who even was strong PNM, because my wife was strong PNM, to want better, because when she had her child, was her first child, she decided, hey, things not going how it's supposed to go. And we are not here forever. And we have to create stability for people's children, right? So I ran in the 2020 general election and the rest was history, right? We have what it takes because I have the support. I have the support. The problem is
the support for what? What support?
to win the elections in Point Fortin.
You mean to win the seat in Point Fortin? Your party.
Yes. I was running for Captiville, Fanny Village. I had other persons who was supposed to run for Warden Road, Hollywood, KTO, Tisha, Mahaika, Newlands, and New Village area.
That's the
right?
local election. That's the local election, though.
That is the local election that has been cancelled today.
Okay. All right.
Over national, a radio station by the local government minister. What's his name? Harari or Ferrari, whatever his name is.
Faris Harari.
Faris Harari.
Yeah.
Right? The guy who was caught up in the Nelson matter. The man who was removed because the government knew that the Nelson matter was going to expose him very soon and shift him from the AG to the local government minister.
But Imber just say you need to start working, man. Imber just say you need to start working. Imber said that on the platform.
To do what? Raise fuel again?
No, Imber said Faris Harari, we need to start working because he have allocated him X hundred of $millions for local government.
Let me tell you something. Where that X hundred of millions going back in the PNM financiers' pocket. In Point Fortin, we have a large amount of PNM financiers. And I'm afraid to call names. Trevor Lynch, right? He owns our beach and gunning for the rest of the Grappo Beach, right? Establishment was linked to the borough concerning funds that came from Atlantic Energy in support of uplifting our communities. And that establishment was leased to Trevor Lynch for $1. Now he's gone in for the rest of the beach. He have PNM supporting Point Fortin, and he can just walk through easily. Part of my plan was to stop that because I had big plans for that beach. And because the government is now getting a year and hundreds of millions to buy a local and general election, right? They are going to claim everything. We will not have nothing in Point Fortin. The financiers will have it. And a lot of people hate when I say this, and I ain't using 1% anymore. The Syrians will have it. The Chinese will have it. And we will keep on being the slaves in Point Fortin and environs.
But isn't Trevor Lynch a Trinidadian? Isn't Trevor Lynch a Trinidadian?
Trevor Lynch is a black Syrian.
Oh, I don't understand that.
And I'm afraid to say that.
But hold on a minute. Just a minute there, Anthony. Don't go too far. Hold on a minute. Let me just do this for a minute here. 1 minute. There we go. Hold on.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
Anthony, isn't Trevor Lynch a person that look like you? I'm just asking because I don't know.
Well, I'm mixed race, Spanish Indian, right? But everybody say everybody black, Spanish Indian, right?
Well, you look like
Trevor Lynch is full African, and I will tell the nation this because me and free. I sat down with Trevor Lynch a day to have a business conversation about an event in the establishment that he now owns in Grappo, right? Old Clifton Hill, and I was told that black people don't want nothing good. And I don't like black people. Not me, eh? The man.
He said that? You sure that's why you're here?
And I have court clothes.
All right, okay.
I don't like black people. Black people don't want nothing good. How can I support somebody like that in my community?
But does he live in Point Fortin?
Yes, he lives in Point Fortin. His mother house is in Gonzal.
Oh, but isn't he a son of the community, come through the community and worked his way up?
Let me tell you something. Because he's a son of the soil or the community. Sons destroy communities.
So the people
Bad seeds destroy
so
homes.
the people in
Good
Chumaka
seeds build something.
So the people in Chumaka could cuss me and run me out of Chumaka just the same. Right? Because
You don't like black people?
I'm a son of Chumaka. I just asking. I'm a son of Chumaka.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Every P&M financier in Point Fortin have a building.
Okay.
And every P&M financier in Point Fortin collects rent from the government through those buildings.
So they don't have no UNC finances in Point Fortin?
UNC don't have time with we. UNC that's only come Point Fortin when come into a local and general election to throw some corn to catch drunk fowls.
Yeah,
That's about it.
Throw some corn to catch young fowl. Oh God, I never heard that
drunk
one before.
fowls, drunk fowls.
Or drunk fowls.
Drunk fowls.
Oh God, boy. Anthony, you hitting for 6 tonight, but I don't know, like.
No, well, we have to speak the truth.
I have a
We
question.
have to speak the truth.
Go ahead, Anna.
I have a question. Is it that how important? There's some constituency there, like like here in the United States, there's some areas where important swing state. Is Point Fortin considered a swing constituency?
I would say yes. This is one of the reasons this nation was told they have hundreds of millions to spend in local government, and they're pushing back to develop a better standard to better lives. Right? My son would tell me, Daddy, no bad language, but I would say bullshit. Everything the government has spoke about when it comes to local development is plaster on it, plaster on it, plaster on it.
So, Anthony, before you started your party, which party you supported?
None.
You said that with a smile. Yeah. Let me say this, Anthony. 34 years ago, my mother-in-law told me I has no memory,
Oh.
You sure? You sure? No, I wanted to always tell the truth, because you're trying.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
The first time I voted, I was 40-something, I think 46, somewhere around there. Yeah, about 46, close, now leaving 45. First time I voted in my life. You know who I voted for?
Yourself?
The Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front. That was my proudest moment as a Trinbagonian.
Yeah,
proudest.
Full 100. So that
I vote on policies to develop lives, policies to protect lives, policies to make sure that people have jobs and the children are taken care of, policies to make sure that no gunman comes into your house and hurt your family, rape your children in front of you, or kill some member of your family. Policies so persons could walk down the streets and feel safe. They could travel in a car and don't have to worry about being kidnapped and raped and murdered. They could send the children out there without worries. You remember the old days?
Yeah, bring back the old time days. Yeah, full 100. I remember them.
UNC and PNM have never showed me any true development policy that they could have taken into a development stage in the first year of their governance. Why should I vote for them?
No, Patrick Manning have developed Trinidad and Tobago from.
Well, we're not dealing with Patrick Manning right now. Because I'll be honest with you. Before I got into politics and Manning was there, I was about to vote Manning. You know why? Manning decided to remove all government rental departments out of those rental stage, meaning Faris would have lose money, Kamala would have lose money, Rowley would have lose money, all of them would have lose money. Good move by Patrick Manning, especially with the San Fernando building that Kamala turned into a teaching hospital. But you know why I didn't vote? Because I realized that little Mako from Tobago, Keith Rowley, was joking him in the back and was going to rip him apart. I realized that was the end of Patrick Manning. Even when I went to San
All
Fernando and I was
opinions and
watching
Hold on.
by the
All
police
opinions and
station.
views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
Go ahead, Anthony. You're whooping, but you're whooping.
And I understand why you play that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went and watched the man by the San Fernando police station, close to the mayor office, watch him speak buffer pictures, talk about Kamala gonna make jail, talk about email gate, talk about what he coming to do for the country, talk about there are not going to be no more hungry people or jobless people, talk about he going to lift the oil and gas industry from one that delivers to the people. Where we are today in 2022.
Yeah, where are we?
Let me tell you something. When you check the data concerning spending between Singapore and Trinidad and Tobago, you know Trinidad and Tobago have spent the biggest amount of money, even more than Singapore, trillions of dollars. And Singapore, who started after we, have more development than Trinidad and Tobago. Singapore that has 6 million people can fit in Trinidad and Tobago 7 times. Has no natural resources besides deep water. Imports about 60% of the drinking water, desal 40%. Infrastructure, where they understand using education from the youngest child in the mother belly to the oldest person when it comes to healthcare and education to build a stronger economy and a better country. Healthcare and education works hand in hand in Singapore. What going on with we?
Well, I mean, what's going on with we, Anthony? Here, what going on with we? The budget for healthcare is the second largest in Trinidad and Tobago. No. Let me repeat that. The budget for healthcare is the second largest, 6.8 billion. The largest is education and training. So you talk about education and health, right? So
Yeah.
those two ministries get the largest allocation in the budget. And
So where the money going?
Let me tell you something. Large budgets allocated to certain bodies doesn't mean that the money is being spent in those bodies.
Okay, where will it normally be spent?
Worky Crowley driving now? What the Alsing by the other day?
I don't know. Where you driving?
You see the building that the Alsing going to enter very soon?
The Ministry of Health?
You saw the new building?
No, I didn't see it.
You saw the PNM office not too far from the new building?
Oh Lord.
Which PNM office? Balize House?
You saw it?
I see a picture of it.
Come on, man. But then you know where the money going.
I mean, I understand.
Elections are expensive, very expensive. Donors have to get those contracts.
But I told they say they sell one set of cars to do that, man. How you was talk about donors?
What cars PNM sell? They come out with a few raffle and I have about what, 3 or 4 cars?
Yeah.
What cars they sell? I didn't know PNM was in the business of selling cars. You have me something like Arnold Roberts.
They must raise 2 million in each one of them raffle, man. Come on, man.
2 million each?
Yeah. If you have
2 million each one of them raffle?
If you have
how much is our election? How much is our election?
Election is
when you're buying people. No, not when you're doing it honestly. When you're buying people, how much is our election?
I don't know about the buying part. I could just say our election is about.
When you're buying people, our election is millions of dollars.
Whoa!
So what do you mean by buying people?
When you're doing it honestly, it's just about 1 million.
US or TT?
Or less.
US or TT?
TT.
Nah, man. Our election is not general election. You mean an internal election?
No. A local. I could generate. Give me 1.1. Let me tell you something. Give me 1.1, and I will show you how to get people to donate to that 1.1.
So you're gonna do just like them, pay people too?
Oh,
what's that?
You're gonna pay people too?
No. using the 1.1 to market we self, push we self, make sure that people who need help gets the help,
So
and other things are put in place to make sure that we win the local election.
So I hear you, Anthony. So Anthony, then you're paying people too. Then you're
No, sorry. Let me put it this way: helping people is not paying people. Let me be real.
But you're
I had a woman call me the other day. Just now, I had a woman call me the other day, 2:00 in the morning. She wanted to kill herself. She had a 7-year-old, quite in Shogunas. She lost her job because she refused to take the juice. She called the MP, she called the councillor for those areas, and I had other people with similar situation. And you know what they tell she? Go to the local offices. Some tell she call them back, they never answer the phone. She was ready to off herself and saw me doing her live and called me. I took food from Point 14, I took food from a cupboard, and I took it to Shogunas. We have to help with people, and I want to help with people. The money is not to buy votes. I will never buy votes. I will put it to you, sir. My political organization, we have no party colors. So sorry, we have no party flag, and we have no jersey to give away with money wrapped up in it.
No jersey, Hans, let me hear that.
But you in serious? You want to win an election?
No jersey, no water,
listen to
no
me.
bread.
I seriously do not want to divide the country anymore.
No, well,
enough is enough.
I don't think giving out. I hear you, and I think that's right. I don't think the politics of Trinidad and Tobago is divided.
So what I will tell you, if you want to donate towards the badges or the little cufflinks we will be giving out with symbol, you're welcome. But I ain't giving out no jerseys. We will ask the country to wear white in solidarity towards, pushing a prosperous win for all Trinbagonians. That is about it. But I'm not going to go into the business of buying votes and giving out jerseys with colors to divide country.
And bread.
We want to do it differently. Don't even talk for bread. You see the price of flour? Come on now, man. Let me tell you something. I go to a popular grocery in Point 410. I'm afraid to call the name Possads in Point 410, where they say price is low. Yeah, right. So I used to buy a bread with 12 in it. I used to pay $10 for that bread with 12 in it. It used to last me 3 days, me and my son and my little brother. I went back the other day, right? That $10 bread, you know how much it gone up for? $12.
And 2 less slices.
You know how much you're getting in the bag now?
10 slices.
10. And people just buying it. I stopped. I said, better go buy the Chinese and buy the $10 bread with the 10 in it for $10. Or the Qualos bread that gone up to about $10.50 now with 10 in it.
So what about buying your own flour and making your own bread? That's not an option?
Well, I made bread today. I made 4 bread today. Yeah. I made 4 bread and I made 1 for a neighbor who has nothing in the house to eat.
Oh, Lord.
The country is hard. It is depressing. We have a lot of financial depressed people in this nation. A lot of people think mental health is just about other frustration, but there is financial mental health. People falling apart because financially they can't pay the bill, so your lights cut. You can't pay your water, so your water gone. You can't pay for internet, so your children have to go and sit down on the side of the road, or you beg your neighbor to open up the internet or he internet. You can't make breakfast these days to send your children to school. And if they miss the free transport, yet they had to come back home. We had to be real. And these days, when you think box lunch healthy in the school, is a bunch of garbage they're giving with children. This is why the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front, we want to bring back healthy meals in the schools. So we want to set a policy for cafeterias in the school, where children could sit and eat and communicate and get healthier cooked foods, breakfast and lunch. We had to be real. It is time we start taking care of our own and not just ourselves. I go to say as politicians, I don't consider myself a politician. I consider myself somebody who wants a better country, an average, how to say, Trinbagonian who want the best for all citizens. This is why I am fighting, why I have not given up. Keith Rowley made a statement some time ago, all small parties will fall apart and disappear. And even though I have formed a kind of friendship with Gary,
Yeah, join up
Gary
with
needs
Gary,
to
man.
make up his mind.
Join up with Gary, man. Want to join with Gary?
No, Gary needs to make up his mind. You want to be a leader or you want to be the commissioner?
Hey,
Yeah, I find so too. Yeah, but he still
Make
has
up
the
your
right.
mind.
He still has the right to toss his hat where he wants, constitutionally and in a democracy.
And
Right?
that is all well and nice, but seeing that you have 2 coins and you do not know which one to choose, your organization will fall apart. And I know what I'm talking about.
And you know what? You know what I'm gonna say. I with the announcement that Miss Karen Teixeira Nunez is going to be in the race. This is my opinion. Oh, come on, let's sycophants, leave me alone. They seem to think that because she has thrown her hat in the race, she is a viable candidate, she is intelligent, etc. PNM gonna take it again. They're letting the guards down, right? But people, I keep telling them, and if I'm wrong, I will admit I'm wrong. People are not, you have to pay attention. You see, like you, the lady who wanted to kill herself because, she didn't take the juice and whatever. Yeah, PNM will be in for a rude awakening, Although
Yes.
I am a poet, and I just feed into the environment to write my poetry. The pulse of people, the pulse of stuff.
And
PNM is in for a rude awakening. That's all I'm going to say.
I will take your quote.
I will
take your
put up
quote,
my
the
hand
juice.
here. Mhm.
Yeah, and I will take your quote, the juice. And as our voice gets stronger, I'm going to remind people we was threatened. We was threatened. We was told our families have to stay hungry.
I don't know.
And then the many blunders.
I don't know who it is, but somebody is going to shake the PNM. Some party is either going to be a coalition or PNM going to have to share government. It's not going to be PNM all the way out. I'm telling you that.
I will tell you this.
Too much of nonsense on the day. Too much.
Me and my guys, we have some interviews Monday. We have a press conference Monday. And trust me, my voice is going to be heard. Especially with that situation that plays over and over in my head. Young African children lie down on the ground with a teacher telling them it will be over just now. So you try to tell me almost every week, every month, those children just be lying down on the ground. That is what I'm seeing there. That is not the first time they're lying down on the ground. You ever hear Chris Rock?
Anselm, wait a minute, 1 minute, Anthony. Anselm, mark my word, you best talk to your people in the camp. There's going to be a rocking. They're going to rock. When you see next general election come, it ain't going to be no clean sweep this time. It's not going to be a clean sweep. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Be left on the sideline.
I will come on WZYE and say, well, I call it and I call it wrong. It's not going to be a clean sweep. Nope.
Right? It's like this movie where everybody has watched. You ever see this show called Everybody Hates Chris? Where Chris Rock was talking about he grew up in a neighborhood. He grew up crawling on his belly. He grew up to go to school. He had to crawl. To go to the bathroom, he had to crawl. To go, and that is how it's looking in that school. Every day it seems, according to how it plays off, those children have to crawl.
Look, Judy in the chat is saying her son didn't take any juice and he's out of work. Is he what's going on? Under
it is
this
true.
administration, and wait a
It
minute,
is.
actually, let me go back and rewind of all the discomfort and the malefices or whatever you want to call it that the government put on the people, the present government put on the people. You lock them out. Number one, let me begin with that.
Yeah.
You lock out people out of their own country. They lose their work, men lose their home, families dying, can't come in for funeral. You think people gonna forget that easily? No. They're not going to forget. I don't care how sweet and nice and loving Mrs. Tichera is. She got to do a whole lot. I'm telling you, they're not going to forget that how they made them feel. And up to now, some of them still ain't recover from the lockout.
Let me tell you something. A lot of people told me, especially in Point 410, who I work Demas with, they made a sacrifice. A lot of people just come and say, I made a sacrifice. You didn't make no damn sacrifice. It was forced. It's either you do it or you stay hungry. What sacrifice people are talking about in this country that they made a sacrifice? Friends that I have lost because of this juice. What sacrifice they made? Because they're dead now.
It's not going to be easy.
Dead.
It's not going to be easy. But
Keith Rowley not signing a check. He's not taking responsibility, not taking liability for the debts. Because the last thing they do is take the juice. And all we are hearing is it wasn't the juice. It was an underlying issue. And as we know, the evidence states that the juice induces your bad health. It induces it. And how we have a health minister telling people across the country with bad health, come and take the juice, a juice that induces their bad health. I don't want to say that.
But anyway, I just want to say, right, you know, I've never voted in Trinidad and Tobago either, never. And, you know, as a potential new voter, I have to sit down and consider everything. Because, you know, I'm looking at, possible new leadership. But then, you still, I'm going to remember we went to, you know, people I pay for to come back home. You know, people I still helping on my own. And who's sitting up at the helm of the country? Keith Rowley.
Let me say something. A young lady called me a couple of days ago, right? My finance was depleted, right? And I called David Welsh and I said I needed to help somebody. And he did, and I appreciate it. Good fella, right? A young lady with 2 children, right? Another one, I had to help a young lady with 3 children who was going to be kicked out of her apartment. Was an emergency.
Wait a minute, Mr. William. For you naysayers who keep saying we not there, we up there, we outside.
Let them stay right there.
Keep going, Nicholas. Keep going.
Right? I call Arnold Roberts. I said, Mr. Roberts, I have a young female, 3 children, really need help. Right? And you know, you had the dotish people always talking about what they're making all them children for. I welcome children. This country needs children. We need to take care of our children. We need to take care of our families on our own. So I call Arnold Roberts and I say, Mr. Roberts, this is the situation, it's an emergency. You know, Mr. Roberts tell me, a man who have all that basketball money, it have institutions for that. Let she go to the institutions for that. The PNM institutions. Yeah, the PNM institutions. I said, Mr. Roberts,
you see what I mean?
This is an emergency. You know who I get to help she? My good friend from First Wave made some phone calls.
Brother Abdullah.
These people don't deserve to govern this country. They don't. When we did the march because of high fuel and cost of living prices and so on, that we did that had a low turn. You see, the thing about this country, there's always talk about we on social media, we want to play new organizations coming to, we move PNM and UNC, who the hell we feel we is. We don't even want to commit to shutting down the country. And when we commit to shutting down the country, they ain't coming out.
Because,
And then when we reach in
they
front
all
of the Red
work for
House,
the institution, they work for the government.
yep.
So they frighten,
And then when we
for
reach in
the
front of the Red House, all them who talking about all they living in Trinidad, when we reach in front of the Red House, we have Arnold Roberts and senators coming out talking about, thank you for the support. The support wasn't for them, no. But they on the social media, those senators in the UNC, Arnold Roberts and them, talking about, look at the people. Look how they're supporting we, the walkie, but they didn't expect me to be there. And I put them in the place. It's the fastest I ever see those senators come off their live. I said, don't do that shit. We didn't come here for all year. Both all year had to go. It's the fastest I ever see them come off their phones. And this is the thing that has been plaguing this country. Plaguing this country. This thing they like to play politics, like to play with people's lives and livelihoods and families. Look how crime plaguing this country. Watch how much young children lost their lives like a disease.
You have any questions for Mr. Williams? Answer, but Tommy go on, he drop off?
No, Tommy had also leave. He had also go to
Oh,
the
yeah,
air.
remember you said that, yeah. You have any questions for Mr. Williams?
Well, I mean, I like to listen, you know. I mean, it's important that you listen to what he has to say. You know, there are some valid points I'm hearing from him. And, you know, he's very, very, very active and vibrant regarding what he's trying to accomplish. So I wish him the best. You know what I mean? All I could do is wish you the best. You know, it's not an easy road, as Buju Banton says. It's not an easy road. But
it's not an easy road.
Don't sing. Stick to it. Yeah,
no, it's not.
If the road was easy, everybody would have been on that road. You know what I mean? So,
let me tell you something. It's from death threats to who need help to death threats to trying to deal with the police in Point Fortin, to the borough police, to dealing with the mayor them. Look, right now we drinking salt water in Point Fortin. I suffer from high blood pressure. And we are drinking salt water in our pipes through the sal plant in Point Fortin, right? And we have about 2 or 3 dams with spring water in other areas. And we are drinking processed salt water. Right? I spoke to the mayor about that. She told me I would get documents. She told me we'll have a conversation. That was last year. This is this year. I'm still waiting on she.
So what, Anthony, what are some of two or three of the solutions the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front is going to bring to the population of Trinidad and Tobago?
Create a strong private sector using small, micro, and medium and large opportunities for young people, young entrepreneurs who wants that start.
Hey, you've been listening to Karen Nunes Teixeira?
No.
Just asking.
That is one of my policies.
Okay, just asking, you know, because she have something.
Especially when it comes to technology-based performance. We want to Point Fortin and environment. South areas have a lot of land for food security. And we're talking about throwing corn on the ground like how my grandmother used to do it. We're talking about smart farming. Right? In a big way. Protecting what we grow, making sure that the insects and other materials that is hazardous, we don't have to use it because we're in a safe environment when it comes to growing those crops. Setting up manufacturing so we could process those crops. And I open door to export those crops plus feed we sell. As I say, we're setting up to divert the economy towards a more safer fuel that will bring down food costs, cost of living, and help your pockets grow when it comes to using ethanol-based fuels, right? It's a process and a couple of plants we want to set up in Point Fortin with terminal. As I said, we're talking about 6,000 jobs, 4,000 when we finish with terminal. So we will have a port in Point Fortin, right? And we're talking about educational base systems and training to advance young people in Point Fortin to help them grow. We have so much in we policies for advancement. And I am not coming to promise, like that lady may be talking about who keep promising the PNM will do this and the PNM will. No, no promises from us. We are coming to do. I am never going to step on a platform and say to the nation, I promise you. I will always say to the nation, we are coming to do it. Persons who are giving promises, they're not sure of themselves. They're not sure of the political parties. They're not sure of the leaders. They're not sure to get it done. And as for us joining other political parties, I can't say it might happen. I have been to many coalition talks. We're talking about Watson Duke. I had a meeting with Gary, but Gary canceled because he was still thinking about being commissioner. From this one to that one, from Pandey and McKellar, Jacona was there. To many people, down to Philip Alexander, who needs to change his attitude, especially how he treats women.
Whoa!
And I realized.
Play it.
No, I am real. And as a leader, not a political leader, but as a leader who wants the best for his country and his people, citizens first. First time in 60 years, we have to talk the truth. So these old politicians, because come on, Philip Alexander was with the COP. Then he tripped over to the UNC under Gary Griffith as the communications officer. I saw videos with Philip Alexander saying Kamala is the best thing since sliced bread.
Ooh.
I am against the UNC in full. Why should I join armed with a person like that who might then go back and make a deal with the UNC? Or other persons who aim in to use the people, gain their votes and their trust, win those communities, and then go to the PNM for a deal. I could call a name now.
Call it name.
I am not walking that road with Mr. Watson Duke and others.
So wait, Watson Duke, you wanted to make a deal with the PNM?
This is the foundation of all of them. Win
no,
the seats.
To call a name is Watson Duke was trying to make a deal with the PNM.
Those are the, how to say it, the thinking of all of them.
Anthony.
Yes, if you want. I don't know about.
You play football?
Yeah.
Yes, I play football.
You're moving the goalpost.
I am not shifting the goalpost and I'm not passing my ball.
No.
What I'm saying, if you want to go that way, after the conversation I had with Watson Duke, Philip Alexander, and others, all of them have the same mindset. Win the votes, win the area, cut a deal with somebody. Rather it be UNC or PNM, cut a deal with somebody.
All right.
I want it all.
Okay.
All right.
I want it all.
As we wrap up, Mr. Williams, Ansel, do you have any more questions, right?
I like to bring him back, Anthony.
Okay. Yeah.
We always like to bring people like you.
Well, Watson Duke supposed to have a meeting in somewhere in San Fernando Sunday. I will be attending.
He invite you?
So, I don't know if they're going to let me in. He said everybody had to wear black, but I'm not wearing no black jersey.
Okay.
So I don't know. They might keep me outside. But I just want to hear what they have to say to that community. Everybody wants to promise. When we get there, I promise. You know what? I fed up of promises. Promises to my people also. If you can't say you're coming to do, better you shut your mouth, pack up your suitcase, and jump out the country.
So Anthony,
no more promises.
I want to say thank you so much, man. And sorry I couldn't be in earlier to vibe with you, but we're definitely gonna have you back. Any closing words before you go?
I would like to say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, for years we have been going backward and forward. For years we have branding our families and selves as red and yellow. It is time to put that racial content and deception that we have been sold by politicians for years to hate one another and start fighting together. The fight is against PNM and UNC. When it comes to bettering our lives and livelihoods, making sure that citizens are put first, that we get our organization, good governance, ready to uplift citizens out of poverty, enriching them, right? And they are getting it through the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front, then that should be the calling of all citizens. Come out and support the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front. I am not a politician. I am one of you. I am average. I am poor. I am hungry. I am middle class. I am hurt. I am broken. I have lost. We have lost. We have been forced. And we live in a crime-infested situation. Time to pull ourselves out of it instead of fighting and killing each other. And I'm talking to my African brothers and sisters, my Indian brothers and sisters, and my mixed race people. Instead of killing and harming each other, it is time for us to build together. No more politics, no more race, no more colors, no more games.
So Anthony, just before you go, right, someone want to know how does Philip treat women?
What's that?
Yeah, somebody wants to know before you go. How does Philip treat women? How does Philip treat women?
Ask them if there's a woman.
All right, so Philip, Anthony, we're not going to hold you any longer. We appreciate the time they give us, and we'll vibe with you.
We'll have you back again.
We'll have you back again.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Tell them bye-bye.
Bye.
So as I tell earlier, we fighting for we family.
All right, take care.
Okay.
Take care.
All right.
Thank you for having me. Have a blessed night.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're going to have to do the honors. It's hard for me with this thingamajig.
yeah, no problem. So folks, Hailey, you will get your question answer next time. So Judy, Hailey, Ken John, Albert Montano, Judy, Lana, Takesha, Ellis. I see Eugene Julian earlier. Eugene Julian, if you're still there, Rennie Mohammed.
Yeah, apparently his wife gave him the device early o'clock. I mean, he got the device from his significant other early.
Really? Okay. I was listening to you guys talk about him. I said, I'm glad I'm not involved in nothing with him and his wife taking away his phone or anything like that. I'm glad I had nothing to do with that. So I was laughing when I was coming down the road. So I say I'm glad I had Diana Benskin. But before we go, I want to play this here because I think this here, you see this here?
Yes, Takesha.
Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. We like the Israelites still in pain. We just can't go on this way. So send us another Moses again. We just can't go on this way. Oh, oh.
Be quiet, children. Be quiet, children. The other side is answering back. Aisha, down. Down. Oh gosh, down, children. Get down. Get down. Shh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Shh. Shh. Oh my God. Children, down. Shh. Shh. children, just be quiet. Just be quiet.
We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. We like the Israelites still in pain. We just can't go on this way. So send us another Moses again. We just can't go on this way. Oh, oh.
You know, Diana, I have to tell you the truth, yeah. You know, these young children will be traumatized for the rest of their lives. They will be traumatized for the rest of their lives. And when I put up a post, look how rowdy are school children.
They're coming at you.
Them said that PNM in HDT wicked and evil. They're evil. They're evil. All of them. Every one of them. Dominic Roman, you too. You too. He come, Dominic Roman come. I thought he's a professor. All of them be worrying about whether he's a professor or not. I don't even worry about that.
And that you should work with Joe Biden next time.
Yeah. What? When there was mass shooting in America, did they blame Joe Biden? Yes.
Yes, they
Joe
did.
Biden they blame. This city doesn't know, right?
Yeah.
And boy, them poor kids. You know why? Up there, my brother went to Rosehill. I know where Rosehill is. I could tell you. I went to Calvary. Calvary was about a mile or so away from Rosehill. You understand?
But you know, answer because I I'm at the stage of fed up now. If
Wait, hold on. Let me go for the station identification. And we
okay, top of the hour.
All right. So folks, we're gonna go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me play this before.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Go ahead, Anna.
I'm going in my Bajan tongue because the dog, they understand when I need Trini tongue. So let me ask, wait, friend name? We name?
Dominic Roman.
Dominic Roman.
Yeah.
Supposing, I don't know, he got children?
I don't know.
If he got children or nieces or nephews or cousins or whatever, and the same very incident occur in that neighborhood, how you going to feel? How you going to feel now that the gangs or whatever, it infiltrated and it expand and you're going to school or some shooting occurred in or around the school that your family going to school? How you going to feel now?
You go blame the UNC.
How you going to feel?
You blame the UNC.
It should not be happening in Trinidad and Tobago at all. 1.something million, enough dead the other day from the pandemic. And how much dying every day from murder? That shouldn't be happening in Trinidad and Tobago. It shouldn't be. Nowhere. How you going to feel this thing happen in where your children going or your family or whatever? And I guarantee you that them clowns that shooting one another, because that's what they are, they probably have relatives going to the same school, or family members, or kin, or a friend, somebody. They know somebody going to that school. And I say it again. What are they shooting at each other for? For what? A 5-pound cocaine? They get them for marijuana plants at home. So everybody's smoking and they're acting crazy now. See, they locked down for 2 years, so they come out and they're acting crazy now, and they're mixing the marijuana with beer and wherever, right? And this is the result you're getting. You get them four, you tell them shut them down, get them 4. Oh, you can have 4 plants, 4 marijuana plants at home. Where you think they're creating? And then you have the prime minister want to come out and what? How these become these monsters? You see, and you got them little children ducking for their life. And when they grow up and
demons.
And when they grow up traumatized from what they went to school under, you want to know why. Under you, Dr. Rowley, you want to know how they become these demons. Now you see how they just become demons? And Lord forbid, and I ain't saying it so, oh God, oh, just wake me up. Lord forbid, these said little children have to go home to a household. Like Mr. Williams said, ain't got no food. Somebody beating on somebody in the house. They ain't got no lights. Huh? I understand they can't get water in the house. If they get water 2 days a week. Huh? Oh, you want to know how these demons are created? Dr. Rowley? You want to know how these demons are created? Well, this get me vexed, you know. And you see my little children on the ground. I tell all them, interfere with children and women, and you're going to see the wrong side of me. And you got these little children ducking on the ground, covering the ears. I vex. A real mad, man. I'm upset right now. You want to know where the little demons come from? Take it on, Slim. I'm vexed right now, man.
You think it easy? That thing had me, boy. When I see that thing, boy, I say, oh, Lord have his mercy. You know what I mean? Before you have some sympathy with these people, you know, you want to talk about, oh, why you saying it's Dr. Rowley's fault? When they had a mass shooting up here, was Joe Biden's fault? Yes. Joe Biden get blamed big time. He get blamed. He's the president.
Oh, you mean?
He get blamed. He must get blamed.
I watch now. If not he'd send some representative to go and go to the area.
Of course.
And the police, the school security, the administration of the local district, the superintendent, all of them have to have a news conference.
Correct. I was just going to say that, Diana. They have a news conference. Did they have a news conference yet? Did they have a news conference?
And according to,
have a news conference yet?
According to Takesha, the police is just down there for sure and then go along about the business.
Look.
Yeah, gain it to them in Beijing. Maybe they'll understand. Why are these children? Why do these children have to go through? Are they going to be getting some kind of counseling for these poor little children?
What counseling? Look,
Dolly Gatsby, I'm sure that the ministry, or is it the diocese? The Catholic diocese are draining people and ain't doing nothing for them. What want to do? What want to doing? And constantly, just parents had to be buying this and buying fan and but where the money going? If the government is giving the diocese money, why are the children ain't getting the goods? Why the schools are not?
The highest budget, the highest allocation in the budget, education and training, $7.4 billion. $7.4 billion.
Oh yeah, and by the way, twice a month you get water in your answer. You can imagine getting twice a month water through your pipes. How do
you know the fella up there say? The fella say all they should be glad all they getting water twice a month.
Huh? In 2022?
Yeah.
Twice a month water in the pipe?
I know.
Man, all they making sport. Nah, boy.
And we have people supporting that and making excuse for that.
And that is why I tell you, I'm not a bright person, eh? I'm bright. I went to school under the standpipe. And I went to school Saturday and Sunday and I went through the back door. But I believe that it ain't gonna be an easy sweep for PNM next time. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's either gonna be a coalition or not at all. Somebody coming up in there, there's gonna be a white horse. I ain't want to see a dark horse. There's gonna be a white horse coming from the back to come and clean sweep and light the way for Trinidad and Tobago forward. The people tired and fed up. You hear, listen to the constituents. Don't listen to them, them diehards and them. You have a whole heap of young people, who are going to determine this one, eh? Okay.
And let me give the people a little bit of news here. We're going to do something here for the first time in the history of politics in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? I tell you, we originate, we don't imitate. Starting this Saturday, and for every Saturday, for the next 3 Saturdays, we'll have what's called a town hall with Karen Nunes Teixeira. It's a town hall with Karen Nunes Teixeira, and anybody from in Trinidad and Tobago, anybody, whether you're PNM, you're a UNC, you're a ILP, you're a PDP, we will send you the link.
A NTA, a PEP, wherever.
A PEP, wherever you are. We are sending you the link in order for you to come in. We'll put you on screen and ask Karen Nunes Teixeira a question.
Yep.
Right? So we can only do 12 people at one time. So we can only have 12 people in the queue waiting. So you might log on and you can't get in is because we have 12 people in the queue waiting. And anybody across the world, any parts of the world, can come in, and we ain't giving people no questions. We ain't giving Karen no questions. Any question you want to ask, you could come and you could ask it, because that is what we talk about, transparency and accountability. And I believe if you go talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. And also,
that goes for all political parties that want to come on the platform, right?
Everybody.
You want to come in?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to come in and be there, and the people pose questions to you. Just send the information. We'll bring you in and you answer the question.
In addition to that, we are going to invite the 4 people running for the political leader of the PNM in order for us to have a debate. And we're going to have Dr. Shane Mohammed be the moderator. We will just sit and watch and listen. And if anything we have to do, so we'll be sending out those information to the 4 political leaders who are running for the PNM. Also, we're going to try to have other people as well who are running for different offices in the PNM on. So we as I tell all the truth, we originate, we don't imitate. So anybody, anywhere you are, when we send out the link on that day, you can go to that link, you log in, and you will see you waiting, and you could ask Karen Nunes Teixeira any question that you want, any question. All right? So from where I said this is it, and remember, folks, your life, Martin Luther King says, your life ends the day you remain silent about things that matter. You don't have to see all the flights in the staircase. You only have to see the first flight. From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard, and for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Go ahead, Diana.
Yeah, I just want to say, for change often seems impossible until it is inevitable. Just as we own our lives, we must own our country. For you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, the residents, and those of us in the diaspora are ultimately in control of Trinidad and Tobago's story. What do you want that story to be? Diana Benskin, your poet and global ambassador, bidding you auf Wiedersehen until we meet again. Good night, beloved people.
And before we go, I want to show Takesha's niece. This is Takesha's niece graduating from Rosehill earlier. Rosehill. Look.
Yay!
Jeanne Claremont.
All right.
Jeanne Claremont. Let's
Jeanne Claremont.
Yeah, for you people that say that nothing good don't come out of love until, see?
Rosehill. My brother went to that school. My brother went to that school. Yeah.
Read the closing comments.
Yep. All right.
Let me go. I had to shut my laptop down too. It was not cooperating.
Ali says, I can't imagine parents at their job and their children ducking gunfire. That can't be life for children at all. No, highly,
Nope.
really and truly, man. You know, you have to have no kind of, you have to be gutless, boy. You have to be a gutless chicken in order for you to try to defend that, boy.
Yep.
You know, you have to be, then when I see them, I want to cry, boy. You see them little kids on the ground scared, man. For the rest of their lives, they have to live that. And not even one person or then come out and have a press conference to tell the people, well, look, you know what? We're going to give these people some sort of, we're going to have a psychiatrist, let them see a whatever they have to see. Or they even come and say that. And you talk about if Biden, when there was mass shooting in America, if Biden went, if people blame Biden, that is their excuse. That is how them just defend things. But you see, I just tell them, all they have to use Google, not Pastor Google, the real Google, right? In 1 second, I Google it, and I send it to him right away to show him Biden get blamed for the mass shooting. You know what he do? He shift the goalpost. Gone somewhere else, boy. Gone. That's how others do. Look.
Closing comment from Hailey. Cherish her and she will exalt you. Embrace her and she will honor you. Sweet Trinidad and Tobago, the twin island of the united hearts. Togetherness over everything. PP. All right, Hailey.
Nadia says.
You gotta put a plug in there.
Nadia says, blessed night, everyone. Stay safe because outside there is not easy. Yeah. But you see what it is? We have Hailey in here. Hailey is a pep. Right?
Yeah.
And we just go at it. But when the day done, we back to normal like it is nothing. Because all of us, we have a right to support whoever we want to support. Put our
That's right. Without fear of retribution from anyone.
Yeah. Or disrespect.
I'm on the fence. I may like candidates, I may like policies, but I still on the fence. I don't know who. I put my finger in the air. I still don't know. I still don't know.
Hailey says we are all one people under the same sun. I think you read that, right, Anna? You read that, right?
Yes, I did.
No, for Rennie.
Rennie, no, I didn't read. I read Hailey.
We are all one people under the same sun. Please send love to everyone.
No, I didn't
you read Hailey. Judy says,
Nadia.
Thank you, Ansem, Tommy, and Dan. Awesome program indeed. It was eye-opener. Chiquisha speak raw facts. That's Judy. Chiquisha says, it's always a pleasure being in the village. Thanks, Diana, for inviting me on the program to talk facts. Love everyone. Be safe and blessed. Yeah, man. And listen, we're trying to get other people to come in too, you know.
Different constituencies. Contact us from the group. Say you want to come in and talk about what's
going on. Just come in and talk about your constituency.
Because and some, like I said, I'm tired of hearing we out here. We don't know what's going on. Okay, so we go fix that. Bring them in. Come on in and say what's going on.
Ken John said people come in with zero and come out with billionaires in Trinidad and Tobago by politicians.
Yeah.
Make it easy. Albert says good night. And Sam and Diana and Tommy, till next time. Judy says people entitled to change their mind. Everyone do make mistakes in life. I agree with that too. Absolutely true. I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't see any more.
Yeah.
Somebody say you went to a meeting with the PNM hierarchies.
And what happened?
That's why he was late for the show.
Oh, they ain't giving no bag of money. I ain't got a bag of money. I want a bag of money. Ellis says, what you feel is only Karen have plans for the country. I never say only Karen have plans. I never say that. Plenty people have plans for the country. I ain't see Eugene Julian at all. I see him once.
He came in earlier, but he didn't stay long. I guess when we talk about the device and its significant other, he probably get vexed and pick up his marbles and went home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, boy. All right, so we're gonna play this one by I think Rennie asked for this one by Wildfire. Say a prayer.
Be careful, it don't have a.
I check it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, Carice.
Good
Good
night,
night,
Chris.
Rose.
What is gonna happen in a little while from now, when our time has passed away and the world has turned around? Children now I see wandering by the streets, hunger and poverty. Someone protect their destiny. But who's gonna be the one? Who's gonna be around? I hope their times won't be sad. Say a little prayer for the children. Say a little prayer for the young ones. Say a little prayer that they might grow to see the world more beautiful. Say a little prayer each night and day. Say it before you pass away, so their hearts will be filled with joy, love and harmony. Whoa. They roam the streets at night. They learn to steal and how to fight. Their tender hearts are filled with war. No love they'll find behind prison's door. They've got to be aware. In their minds there must be no fear. Go ahead, you must be brave. Much more love to them you must give. But who's gonna be the one? Who's gonna be around? I hope their times won't be sad. Say a little prayer for the children. Say a little prayer for the young ones. Say a little prayer that they might grow to see the world more beautiful. Say a little prayer each night and day. Say it before you pass away, so their hearts would be filled with joy, love and harmony. Say a little prayer. Put your hands together. Get down on your knees. You got to say, you got to do it.